at Stony Brook University in Stony Brook, New York. Metro TV presents high school football. The Freeport Red Devils taking on the Colonials of WM Floyd. On the line, the Long Island Class 1 Championship. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Carl Reuter. Welcome to Stony Brook University. It's a game that a lot of people wanted to see. Undefeated WM Floyd at 10-0, taking on a Freeport Red Devils team. Likewise, the same record at 10-0. It should be an outstanding football game. Working with me today, the former All-Pro wide receiver from the New York Jets, Wesley Walker. And Wesley, we mentioned the team's records of 10-0. What kind of game do you expect?
Carl, this should be a great football game. Freeport has a lot of confidence. They have a lot of seniors, so they have a lot of experience going into this football game, opposed to Floyd, who is very young but has some superstars. They could get it done, but it's going to be a tough task. Speaking of getting it done, let's break it down personnel-wise for you. The quarterback, a senior for Freeport, Randy Mills. I love Randy Mills. He's a leader. He's got a good running game. But they have so many weapons that he utilizes, and for a guy that's thrown for 28 TDs and also rushed for another 7, gives him 35 overall, outstanding. All right, when you mention the word outstanding, let's go to the other side of the football field for the Colonials of WM Floyd, a junior, but already making a big name for himself, the quarterback, Donnie McCarthy. I like Donnie McCarthy. I like him from the fact that he can scramble, he's strong, he's big, and he can throw the football. He has a gun, so it's going to be a tough task for him. It's to be matched up against their physical defense, and he's going to have to be able to scramble and utilize his weapons. All right, the waiting is over. When we come back, the opening kickoff on the line, the Long Island Class 1 Championship. It's Freeport, it's WM Floyd, coming up right after this timeout. Stay with us.
An incomparable voice that defies expectations. Music Choice presents K.D. Lang, performing a captivating, career-spanning set of songs from her new CD, Live by Request. With a special introduction to versatile young vocalist Josh Groban.
You're still you.
K.D. Lang, only for Music Choice.
Music Choice, tonight at 11, only on Metro TV. Turn on, New York.
We're here live on the red carpet at Hollywood's biggest event, and I'm telling you, there is some interesting outfits here tonight. Let's see who's coming out of this next limo. Christina, you look gorgeous. Thank you. But you have to tell me one thing. Where did you get that fabulous tan? Well, Hollywood Tans, of course.
Be treated like a star at Hollywood Tans. Our fabulous lotions and one-of-a-kind tanning booths are guaranteed to get you noticed. Look amazing with our 6-second UV-free tan for the best and fastest tan.
You don't have to go to Hollywood to get a Hollywood Tan.
You're looking live from up above Laval Stadium, the campus of Stony Brook University, the site of today's Long Island Class 1 Championship. 2 undefeated. Freeport at 10-0, WM Floyd at 10-0, and this is the, as I said, the big school championship. Part of the crowd here as we hit the evening hours on Long Island. It's a battle of Nassau County, Freeport taking on WM Floyd out of Suffolk County, and there you see the teams, what they have done in the big game before. Freeport back in '97, losing to Patchogue Medford, but then Freeport comes back in overtime in 2000 against Comac, and then Floyd making its second appearance in 3 years. The only win, actually the only time they've been in, they lost to Farmingdale by the score of 12-3. Freeport coach, 17th year, Russ Sellin, and what a job he has done while he has taken over this program. 3 Nassau County championships, including this year, to the credit of Russ Sellin. And the keys for Freeport, they've got to protect their quarterback, Randy Mills, and on the other side, they've got to control the quarterback play of WM Floyd, and you're talking about Donnie McCarthy. For WM Floyd, they are led by the coach. It's windy outside, and Paul Longo is trying to pretty much battle the elements. Longo is in his 9th year at the helm. The last 3 years under Longo, 26-4 the last 3 years. Can they get the ground game going, WM Floyd, and can they force Freeport into turning the ball over? Some of the questions, some of the keys to today's game. And Wesley Walker, with the way that these two teams play the football game, and they like to air it out, unusual for high school football, The weather is a factor today. We have winds of about 30 to 35, and they will gust to as much as 45 and 50. How does that come into play today if you're the quarterback?
Well, as a receiver and as a quarterback, it's cold also, and it makes it very difficult to handle the ball. What you have to do is focus, and that's the little things that you have to work on. And you're told this in practice, and a lot of guys don't pay attention to it. So it definitely makes a difference going against the wind, throwing the ball, the fact that you have to really concentrate, you have to really look into the ball. And I would think that both teams are really going to try to secure that run game and try to set the tone by that. And then if they need the pass, they'll hold off with it when they have to, when it's necessary.
Never too cold for the cheerleaders at a football game. This a home game for Suffolk County, so they have the press box side. The referee is out of Suffolk County. He is Joe Grady. The umpire, also from Suffolk County, is Joe Canizero. The linesman, line judge, and back judge, all from Nassau. Pete Siegman, Kevin Healy, and Don Lundergan is your back judge. Lundergan, usually a referee in Nassau County. Both teams now coming out. We are getting set for the opening kickoff. Fans are bundled underneath blankets and hooded sweatshirts because the game time temperature of 46 degrees really feels probably like more in the mid-20s with the wind chill factor. The deep men. Number 3 to the near side is Eric Rietmeyer for Freeport. And I believe that's number 5. It is Leslie Jackman. Both can turn on the Jets. Both are home run potential anytime they touch the football.
Both men are very dangerous, Carl. And I also spoke to Longo, and I know they like to defer if they win the toss. They like kicking off, but the philosophy of both teams is that they like to defer and kick off and get the ball in the second half.
Kicking off, number 81 for William Floyd. He is a senior, Matt Korn. He could be key in this game. They squib it to the far side, picked up by an up back. That is Travis Jones over the 40-yard line, almost to the 45. Travis Jones is a junior. There was a return of 13 yards as you take a look at Randy Mills, the 5'11", 180-pound senior, 28 touchdown passes, breaking the record of over 30 years from Steve Zimmer. Steve Zimmer had done it at Massapequa High School.
It's going to be interesting to see how fast they can get the plays. And I talked to Kurt Smith, and they like to set the tempo with the different formations, but it takes time to get the signals in, and it'll be interesting as the game goes on to see how well they get the plays in.
Kurt Smith being the offensive coordinator for the Freeport Red Devils, who go on the ground. And just like that, it is Travis Jones' first play of the football game. Excuse me, it's Randy Mills off the fake. It is Randy Mills taking it to the house. Randy Mills' first play from scrimmage, rumbles into the end zone. He finds the paint. And just like that, Freeport is on top in this game by the score of 6-0. 57 yards.
It's amazing what taking place, because what they do well is they have a lot of play action, and they have such a good running game. You don't know what directions you're going, and he has the ability to use his fakes, his options, and to go back towards the other direction, which they did, and open up a hole his left side, and he went nothing but daylight.
The point after is good for the Freeport Red Devils, and just like that, it is 7-0. Adrian Palazzo, the point after, wearing jersey number 11, and with 20 seconds in, Wesley, and look at this, Randy Mills.
You watch the fake. It was excellent, and everybody converged on the running back, and he went through, and you look at the cameraman, it's still focused on the running back, and he's gone free to the left side, off tackle.
57 yards, out racing John Barone, and then coming in late was Matt Korn, but Randy Mills, here's a low angle look, the fake into the line, and look who's got the football, it's Mills.
And one of the things that you have to be able to do as a quarterback and as a leader, he's done this very well. He has so many weapons that people have to be in tune to each and every individual, and they have so many of them, so you have to be in tune to actually keeping a hat on hat, looking at your man.
How destructive to a team, Wesley, deflating to William Floyd, first play of the game, 57 yards. Russ Sellen's quarterback takes it to the house, and just like that, you're down 7-0.
Well, the thing is, as players, you know those things are going to happen. You still have a lot of time left, so it depends on how, if they can respond, being that they're so young. But the bottom line is it's the first score. We have plenty of time. There's a whole second half to go to. So, it's just one score. So it depends on how this offense takes the field and what they do with the football.
Palazzo will kick off, and he squibs one also, picked up there by Vinny Trent. Trent up to the 20, off the cutback, brought down at about the 22-yard line. 8 yards on that kickoff return for Vinny Trent, the senior at 5'11", 175 pounds. So William Floyd comes back and now tries to tie up the game. First series for the Colonials. This a team that averaged about 30 points a game. Donnie McCarthy, number 14, is your quarterback, 6'1", 195-pounder. He threw for 1,431. He rushed for another 600 yards as well and 6 touchdowns. So Donnie McCarthy facing a Freeport defense that pitched 6 shutouts this season. The first 4 games, and then games number 6 and 7. 6 out of the first 7 were shutouts. Coming to the near side, Vinny Trent. Trent's got some room. And Trent rambles over the 35 to about the 37-yard line. A pickup of 14 yards for Vinny Trent, first carry of the game.
That was nice play action coming across with the motion man, and Trent got it on the run in motion on a reverse type action.
Take a look at the line there. And Ron Weber, your right tackle, is the big guy, number 75. He is a 3-year starter. He is a senior, and that's the guy they'll look to run behind. Vinny Trent, who just picked up the 14 yards, and is an explosive back now in motion. And he goes straight up the middle. The handoff to number 36, Jarrell Johnson, 185-pounder. He didn't play offense the last couple of weeks, Johnson, the big fullback who comes to the near side. He had a shoulder injury, and he only played defense, so he's back on offense. As you take a look at Parker Trent, Kilcullen, an excellent wideout, number 7. Miller, you got to watch him at running back, and Johnson, who just came to the near side.
Well, Floyd has to keep on moving the football and think positive and try to keep positive yards. And the first play of the ball game kind of set that tone. They just got to keep it going. We'll see as the game goes on if they can keep it going, especially with the pass action.
McCarthy wants to throw, unable to connect with Blair Bynes, the intended receiver. So McCarthy's first pass attempt, there is Bynes. Bynes only a sophomore, and Coach Paul Longo says Bynes is the real deal. Now, to coach say that when you're only a sophomore, he's got 2 more years of one heck of a football player. As we take a look at the Freeport defensive line, and this is a real good one. 53 Greenwood, if the name is familiar. His brother Marlon is a starting linebacker with the Miami Dolphins. Rudolph, Gutierrez, and Hayes are your linebackers, and the secondary is a very stingy one at that. Bates, Riekmeyer, Hughes, rounding it out with time over the middle, deflected, getting his hands on it. Number 54, one of the co-captains, Stanley Gutierrez, getting his big paws and deflecting that attempted pass. Completion. There is Gutierrez, 6 foot, 215-pounder.
One of the biggest problems, I think, when you have a lot of confidence like McCarthy, he has such a strong ram, he has a tendency to force passes, and today may be one of those times where he's trying to force too much, because he can't do that against a good defense, and the players that they have, they're just too good.
Eric Riekmeyer back in single safety punt formation for the Freeport Red Devils. It is a low liner, and now it angles out. They'll have to place that one. The punter was Brian Bowser, number 33, and see where they place the football. 30 yards on the kick, no return. 1st and 10 Freeport from the Red Devil 29-yard line, leading the game by the score of 7-0. First play from scrimmage, if you're just tuning in, quarterback Randy Mills fakes into the line and takes it to the house. Adulaja, Greenwood, Joseph Cunningham, and Jackson in front of Randy Mills. Butler, Bates, Riekmeyer, Jackman, and Carter. Russ Sellen, 17 years on the sidelines, told me that this might be the best offensive line that he has ever had, and a lot of that credit goes to the line coach, both offensively and defensively, to Toby Elmore, former star at Hofstra. Wide open, getting into the seam and pulling it in is Rietmeyer down to the 35-yard line. So Mills to Rietmeyer, and the wind is not bothering the passing game of Freeport.
Well, right now they have the wind at the back, so it makes it a lot easier. But they have so many weapons. Mills has so many weapons. They lined up in a double set on both sides, 2 wide receivers on each side, left and right, and ran a seam pattern just wide open. So each man has a chance to really play it man-to-man, and it's hard to make your choice.
There was some movement on the line. The last play going for 37 yards. Freeport came out in a spread formation with twins to the top and bottom of the screen. Procedure called against Freeport. That is your referee, Joe Grady, out of Suffolk County. Push it back 5 yards. Make it 1st down and 15 for Freeport. This will be from the William Floyd 41-yard line.
I had a chance to talk to Paul Longo, and he felt the fact that they send in singles so long, it takes a long time, and talking to Kurt, the offensive coordinator of Freeport, they like to set the tempo. But when you look at the sets, you can get your defensive set, but they have so many different weapons. You don't know who to take, and so you can't make mistakes, and they give you choices.
Out of the shotgun comes near side, the connection with Bobby Hogan. Hogan dragged down inside the 30-yard line to the 27, a pickup of 14 yards on the play. It should set it up for a very second and about a yard and a half. Parker, Weber, Borum, Barone, Bynes, Napolitano, and Morales are your linebackers. And your secondary of Trent Johnson, Cornick, Cullen. That you saw was a 3-4. A lot of times they will line up William Floyd in a 4-4. This is short and turned in the corner for the 1st down, and then some inside the 15-yard line. Leslie Jackman, who this year carried the ball 74 times for 786 yards, Wesley. A man who averaged 10.6 yards a carry. The junior, Leslie Jackman, number 5.
Yeah, they're awesome. What makes it very special for this team, and that's why makes Randy Mills so good. You have so many different formations, different looks, and they make everything look the same, but you can utilize so many different athletes in certain positions, and they put people in different positions.
Jackman straight up the gut, touchdown. Leslie Jackman in Freeport. The Red Devils now lead it by the score of 13-0.
This could be very well a blowout.
2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for the Freeport Red Devils, who came in this game averaging 42.9 points per game and give up only 3.2. The point after will be attempted by Adrian Palazzo. The holder is Taylor Eason, number 10. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. The extra point is missed by Palazzo, but nevertheless, 8:58 remaining 1st quarter, Wesley. Long Island Class 1 championship, and right now Freeport leading at 13-0.
And Floyd looks like they're a little bit down. There was some people laying on the ground. It looked like their confidence might be a little shot, but there's simple trap up the middle, and they broke to the left side wide open. It was too easy. Again, you have the trap right up the middle, cut back to the left side, and he runs straight through, and it's like they're not there. And the mixed extra point, I'm surprised by Adrian, who's an awesome kicker. And he missed that PAT. He just pushed it off to the right, and it hit the upright. But this guy can kick the football at virtually every position. They have superstars.
Wesley, 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Freeport going 71 yards in 4 plays for Russ Sellen. Jackman, the touchdown from 13 yards out. And we have played just a couple of minutes in this 1st quarter, and Freeport has 144 yards in total offense. William Floyd with but 17 on their 1 possession.
I'll tell you what, the Freeport can jump on top of you, and they don't let up. So this is an opportunity for the coaches and Floyd and the players to get together to really settle down a little bit and try to get something going, because they will break your hearts.
Kicking off will be Palazzo for the Red Devils. Drives this into a stiff wind, and it'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 for William Floyd from its own 20-yard line, trailing 13-0 with 8:58 remaining in this 1st quarter of play. Donnie McCarthy, the junior quarterback, has got to get the Colonials offense going. This year the Colonials average 32 points a game, so it is 13-0, but William Floyd team does know how to put points on the board.
Oh, certainly do. One of the things after talking to Paul Longo, they're not big. They knew they were going to come against a big physical football team, but they do have quickness, and they face that all year.
McCarthy has twins split out to the bottom of the screen. Floyd stays on the ground. Pickup of 3, Jarrell Johnson, the ball carrier. As I mentioned, did not play offensively in the first 2 playoff games because of a bad shoulder. So it'll be 2nd down and about 7. See there, Andrew Miller on the field, number 6. He'll work out of the I formation. Miller has yet to touch the football, which is a surprise. There's Miller going off the right side. Miller breaks it over the 30 for a 1st down and more. Andrew Miller over the 40, run out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Andrew Miller, 6 foot, 205-pound junior. Here's a guy who ran for over 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns. Finally gets on the board here.
We just discussed the fact, where has Andrew Miller been? They haven't even given him the ball. He runs off tackle. He breaks a tackle and gets about 12 yards and then some.
Run out of bounds there by Jet Bates, number 7.
Kurt Smith used the word sensational. He really liked this kid, Andrew Miller. So they're going to have to give him the football in order for them to be successful.
McCarthy comes near side on the keep. Off the cutback, crossing the 40 to the 47-yard line. First man in on the stop, number 7, Jet Bates. Once again for the Freeport Red Devils. Also getting help from big number 77, Mike McQueen. And I mean big. It's 6'1", 240 pounds. 2nd down and 5 for William Floyd.
This Floyd team really has to get more aggressive. I looked at Andrew Miller and McCarthy on that run-around tackle, and they seem to be real tentative, but you have to really play power with power, and this is a physical team, and you have to change up a lot of times your schemes and everything of what you're doing, and try to keep teams off balance.
Quick drop, then the quarterback keep, and pulled down from behind, maybe a yard at the most. Number 58 on the stop, Adam Woodmansee. Adam Woodmansee, number 58, one of the co-captains. 6'2", 220-pounder, pulls McCarthy down.
What I like about high school football, too, is that most of the players, they play both ways. It reminds me, it's reminiscent of the days when I played. And,
a long time ago.
A long time ago. But if you look at virtually every starter there, they play both ways. You know, it's amazing that they can do that on a consistent basis throughout a ball game.
Double tight end on the 3rd down and 3, work out of the I. That's Miller. Miller, can he get to the outside? He's got the 1st down. And then gang tackled at the 45-yard line, but number 6, Andrew Miller, doing a fine job. Looked like they had cut off his angle, but he's able to get to the outside, picks up the yard for 1st down, and this drive stays alive, courtesy of number 6, Miller.
He's a very strong runner, too, and after talking to Paul Longo last night, they wanted to really establish the run game. They may have to go to 2 tight end sets a lot, but they just run merely off tackle, and he's very strong, and as you can see there on the replay, they had to drag him down by his shirt, but he's a very powerful runner, and they're going to have to utilize the run game in order to keep this offense moving.
Running him down was number 5, Leslie Jackman. Stay on the ground. 2nd man through again was Miller. So someone who wasn't utilized in the first series, Paul Longo, the head coach of William Floyd, now going to Andrew Miller, saying, you know what, I think I can run with Miller. The guys seem to be inspired up front, the offensive line, going up against that Freeport front.
I think they have to anyway, and I think the philosophy going into this football game is to really keep the offense, at least Floyd's offense, going, and to try to keep that, Freeport's offense off the field, because they can score virtually at will.
Miller so far in the game has 3 carries for 26 yards, 2nd down and 8. Quick drop, gunning it. Kilcullen turns to the inside. Off the cutback, put down at the 20-yard line by number 5, Leslie Jackman and Eric Rietmeyer. 22 yards on the pickup, and William Floyd has the offense in gear.
Number 7 is also the real deal, and that was one of the things Kurt Smith talked about last night also. He has nice soft hand, he's big, and he's a big target, and he can run after the catch, and he basically showed that.
Well, Kilcullen during the season caught 16 balls, averaging 19 yards a catch, just picked up 22. Back to the ground, it's Miller. Look at the speed to the outside. Has an angle to the cone. Touchdown, Miller and William Floyd.
These are the plays that they're going to have to try to establish throughout the ball game to stay in this ball game. And this is the kind of thing that gives you a little bit more confidence going in, and hopefully they can carry this throughout the ball game.
So the Colonial faithful on its feet, courtesy of the touchdown by Andrew Miller. Taking it to the outside, and Floyd is on the board, trailing 13-6 with 5:34 remaining in this first quarter of play. The point after by Matt Korn, upcoming, number 81. And it is through the upright, so William Floyd, who trailed very quickly, very early, 13-0, comes back on the Andrew Miller touchdown run. And Floyd right back in this, and Andrew Miller, Wesley, has really impressed so far.
Oh, no question about it. He has a side, and basically he has the good speed getting to the outside and virtually untouched going in, and that has to be attributed to that offensive line doing the work. And one of the concerns going in, Floyd is not a very big physical, but they're quick, and they've faced that all year, so they have the ability to score and run, but you have to do this on a consistent basis in order to have success against this football team. This Freeport is a very strong football team.
Wesley, so far, quickness on that O-line for William Floyd, which is probably outweighed about 30 pounds across that Freeport defensive front. The quickness is working so far. Now, can they sustain that? Because do they get worn down as the game goes on?
Well, that would be the big question, and I have to believe that these guys know what's at stake, and if you have coaches that have prepared you, knowing these guys are big and physical, that you have to play for 60 minutes. How often do we hear that? So, but can they really keep going with the big physical specialty that Freeport has throughout the ball game? Only time will tell. But this is a championship game. This is what it's all about.
Speaking of time, 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Nice drive, 80 yards, needing only 9 plays. Culmination, 20-yard run by Andrew Miller, the 6 foot, 205-pound, only a junior. So he is back next season as well.
You just mentioned juniors. This is a really sophomore, junior-laden team, and this is going to be nothing but more confidence going into their senior years, and that's what Freeport has already had that experience going through.
This, the kickoff. Rietmeyer near side. Rietmeyer up to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Red Devils will put it into play. 25 yards on that return, 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. 5:26 remains in this first quarter, where we've seen plenty of action already. Freeport with the ball, and a 6-point lead for Russ Sellen and the crew on the Freeport Red Devil sideline.
Rietmeyer is a force to be reckoned with on returns, and he's very dangerous, and I've never seen a guy with so many moves. But if you notice when they run those plays, you have the head coach, assistant coach getting the signals in, and it takes some time to get that done. So the defense gets a chance to be set. So I don't understand when you're trying to reach a tempo of the game. It's not there with the play calling.
Randy Mills out of shotgun formation with 4 receivers spread. He'll keep it. And Mills is going absolutely nowhere. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. Floyd reading that play to perfection. 2nd down and 10 upcoming for Freeport.
But what was good about Randy Mills, he dropped back looking for the pass. It wasn't there, and he ran to the right side, but he was able to read that. If you looked at it, he's already looking for his man. He's not there, and he tucks it and tries to get some positive yards instead of taking a sack, and that was very positive on his part.
Wesley, James Hines, number 78, first man in for William Floyd. 2nd down and 10. The handoff, and spinning forward for about 4 yards was number 32, Lennox Norville, a 5'11", 175-pound senior. This is a guy who averaged 8.3 yards a carry, 50 carries, 417 yards. So they've got 6-7 different offensive weapons, does this Freeport Red Devils team.
And that's what scares you as a defensive coordinator. You don't know who to really match up with, and that's why you have to use different schemes and change up defenses, and you can't really focus on just one player.
Pickup of 5 sets it up for 3rd down and 5. Freeport from its own 40. 1st down and more. 2nd straight carry for Norville, just shy of midfield to about the 48-yard line.
And to Floyd's credit, they're in the right defense. They're blitzing, and they stopped the running back, and they've been able to get positive yards after the tackle, which they've been in great position. They've just missed tackles.
You saw the signals coming in for Randy Mills, the quarterback, from the head coach, Russ Sellen. Clock again moving with less than 4 remaining in a wild and crazy first quarter of play. There's the pitch. That's Norville, third straight carry. Norville stay on his feet, but balance to the 40-yard line, knocked down at the 39 by about 2 or 3 tacklers for William Floyd. But Lennox Norville, 3 straight carries, got 13 yards there.
And they have so many weapons, like I said, and different things that you do. And this is a little quick pitch option from the shotgun. And he has the ability to break tackles. He did a lot of that just on his own alone. And that's what you call ability.
Has the ability to make people miss, as in the case number 5, John Barone met him at the line of scrimmage, but the quick cutback by Norville, he escaped. Mills looking to escape. Still on his feet. Whoa, is he brought down heavily. Randy Mills is just knocked down there by big number 75, Ron Weber, a 3-year starter. He is tough, he is strong, he plays both sides of the football equally well.
These are the kind of plays that the defense has to continue to make on the quarterback, and you'll think about that, and you'll become timid. But the hit was awesome.
Slowed up originally by James Parker, 86, and then look
he
at
popped
the hit.
The helmet. If you continue to do that, that will make you think.
Well, maybe make you not think, because you're going to get knocked silly. Second down and 12. It's a loss of 2. Shotgun Randy Mills looks to the left side. Slingshot there. Picked up. Or was it? No. Not able to hold on there was number 1, Vinnie Trent. Had the INT, but as he hit, he dropped the ball.
Well, a lot of times you take your eye off the ball. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell as the pass went on. But to Randy Mills, look back for the receiver. Look like they had a misread on the receivers going up, and the defensive back was right there, but it looked like it was a misread by the quarterback and wide receiver not being on the same page.
High above Laval Stadium, Stony Brook University on the east end of Long Island. It's a clash between Nassau County's Freeport Red Devils, Suffolk County's William Floyd Colonials. The winner takes home the Long Island Class 1 championship. Airing it out is Rietmeyer. Touchdown, Freeport! Eric Rietmeyer gets beyond the secondary, and Mills connects on that third down play.
From before, and what they're doing, they're taking the 2 receivers to one side, running straight up seam pattern, and safety have to make a decision. And unfortunately for Floyd, bad decision on who to take, and Rietmeyer's just wide open.
So Freeport answers quickly the William Floyd touchdown, now leading it by the score of 19-7. Freeport will opt and go for the 2-point conversion. They come out in a spread offense with 4 wideouts. The lone setback will be number 32, Lennox Norville, who now moves to the right of Mills. Fakes the throw, cut back, and Mills is denied. William Floyd makes the stop on the 2-point conversion, but Freeport still leads it by the score of 19-7 with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A 40-yard bomb from Mills to Rietmeyer, and here it is, Wesley.
Well, Randy looks like he wants to pass and go up in there in a man-to-man coverage there. But when you have receivers that can run and you can split the zones, and, you know, it's hard to make that decision. Who do you take when you have, 4 receivers that can virtually fly down the field? And you have to make a decision. You have 2 people going down. You have to make a decision. You had the wide receiver on the left side was also wide open.
Take a look at the missed extra point here. It looked like it was going to work on the 2-point conversion. Well, and all of a sudden they came together here on that line.
Yeah, well, it looked like he wanted to run it like a quarterback draw. I know that he looked at the pass before and everybody's covered with man-to-man coverage, but it looked like a quarterback draw, and then Floyd read it very well.
Less than 3 minutes needed for Freeport to hit pay dirt to up its lead to 12 at 19-7, 2:36 remaining in a high-scoring first quarter of play from Laval Stadium, campus of Stony Brook University, Stony Brook, New York, which is the eastern end of Long Island.
I watch this kid, Adrian Palazzo. He doesn't even line up. It takes about 3 or 4 steps to get the up, but he can boom it. And it's with the wind. He usually goes into the end zone. I watched him last week at Hofstra and just boomed him into the end zone with virtually 3 or 4 steps.
So Palazzo utilizing the wind right there. His second touchback in this first quarter. When you have a gust of about 40, and that flag is flying wildly over at Laval Stadium. Conditions not conducive, you would think, to throwing the football, but it has not affected either team, which likes to throw the football.
Well, the Floyd team hasn't really had much success because they haven't had much opportunities. They've had much success on the ground, but we'll see what they do to try to respond.
So can William Floyd respond, throwing into that strong, strong wind now, trailing 19-7. McCarthy, this is Miller. Miller tries the right side, picks up close to 5 yards, depending upon the spot there. It'll be second and about, well, they'll give him 5. Second down and 5. Andrew Miller has become a workhorse from the middle to the latter part of this first quarter.
Well, they're definitely going to have to utilize that run, like I said, to try to keep the Freeport's offense off the field, but you have to get positive yards, and what's going to be a big factor in the game, if they cannot do that and they have to utilize the pass, it's going to be very difficult to throw into the wind with this Freeport defense.
He might just want to keep this drive going, and then he has the win, does William Floyd in the second quarter. Maybe that's where they can make up some of the difference in this game. Miller went right first down. He tries the left side on second down. Bumped out of bounds at about the 28-yard line by number 54, Stanley Gutierrez, and Jet Bates was the first man in there, number 7.
Yeah, it shows the ability of Miller, who runs off tackle, and he ends up breaking the tackle. Could have been stopped in the backfield by Rettmeyer there, and but he loses that one tackle. But then there's 2 more guys there, right there, defensively, and you can't do it by yourself. You get a hat on hat.
In the words of Paul Longo, the head coach, number 6, Andrew Miller, is a creator. He can just do it on his own if need be. And it looks as if William Floyd will move the chains. Good enough for that first down, keep this drive alive with 1:43 left in a first quarter that has the Freeport Red Devils on top of the score of 19-7. And in high school football, they stop the clock to move the chains.
But somehow they're going to have to try to keep, sustain drives, and somewhere on that defensive side of the ball, the coordinator is really going to have to make some adjustments scheme-wise.
The best defense for William Floyd might be its offense, because the longer the drive, you can't get that quick strike Freeport offense back on the field.
Absolutely, and that's what we talked about last night. They have to, try to sustain drive to kill the clock to keep that offense off the football.
Johnson, the ball carrier, picking up some strong second and third extra yards on that effort to the 40-yard line. A pickup that should be close to another first down, if not a first down, only about a yard short.
You can look at the surge of the offensive line, your power hat against hat, and that's just good running, good hard running.
Johnson is a strong guy. He is a senior who's very anxious to be running the football again. That shoulder injury knocked him out of the first 2 playoff games offensively, but he's back on the field. He played defense, but now he's back to offense, power football, and the whistle had sounded before it came out loose.
Darrell Johnson Darrell got really knocked pretty good. Looks like he's leaving the football game, and looked like he may have been hurt on that. He just lucky that they didn't call that a fumble.
Good enough for a first down for William Floyd on the run. So again, they'll move the chains. Less than 40 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Johnson has 4 carries for 36 yards as he trots back into the huddle of the William Floyd Colonials.
He was back in there, so I thought he may have gotten shit on that play. This is a physical football team, but Darrell Johnson has done his work, and he has his work cut out for him to help out his counterpart.
McCarthy on the keep. Tried to turn the left side up to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 2. It'll be second down and 8 for William Floyd, trailing in the football game 19-7 with just seconds remaining in this first quarter. That's on top, those numbers on top of what he did this year throwing the football. He has had a tremendous season, and again, he's only a junior.
And that gives you that double threat, and it also helps that passing game so much, and especially if you've been able to throw on the game.
There's the throwing game, but he cannot come up with the intended receiver, the big tight end there, James Parker, number 86.
What you try to avoid is turning the ball over. And I thought with the weather being as cold as it is today and windy, this is an opportunity for both teams to really turn the ball over. So that's going to be a big focus, especially in the second half.
It's not only affecting the play on the field, it affects the cameras here, too. They're just shaking in the wind as well.
Right.
Kudos to the crew. Been out here early this morning for the setup, and it's cold and it's windy, and all they want to do is get the game going, go on home. But they're troopers, and they're hanging in there because they're going to see a real good football game here. Miller had all sorts of time and then reverses his field and comes back and gets knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line. After all of that, perhaps a gain of a yard. Run out of there by number 52, James Rudolph, the senior at 6'2", 210 pounds, setting it up for a 4th and long.
I think McCarthy had most of his receivers covered, and it looked like he had a big, huge hole. He could have just stepped up and ran toward the right, but it's very difficult when you see all those red and white shirts all over the place, and he cuts back to the left and didn't have much room to run, and he made the best out of what opportunity he had.
Second punt of the game for Brian Bowser. First one was 30 yards, no return. Boots it a second time. Pretty good kick with a stiff wind in his face, and again it goes out of bounds. Nice job at the 15-yard line. So Freeport not able to return it on the 37-yard punt. The first quarter is in the books. 12 minutes history. 19-7. Freeport leading William Floyd. We'll come back with the start of the second quarter. Paul Longo, can he get the offense going? We'll find out when we return to Laval Stadium, the campus of Stony Brook University, right after this timeout.
CNN Headline News. The news you need. From the 9 to 5 to feeling your best or starting your day. It's news that impacts you. From tech trends to the celebrity scene, we're keeping score. News when you need it. CNN Headline News. News at your speed.
Watch CNN Headline News on IO Digital Cable Service from Cablevision. Call 1-866-59-DIGITAL or log on to www.iotv today.
Mom, I'm so bored. Bored? I think I have something fun that you guys can do. Hold on, kids. Awesome. Can you go again?
The Fun Zone, Route 110 in Farmingdale, Long Island's greatest indoor amusement park.
Carl Reuter, Wesley Walker back here at Laval Stadium, looking down on a beautiful facility on the campus of Stony Brook University, getting set for the start of the second quarter. Freeport leading it by the score of 19-7 in the Long Island Class 1 Championship. Tuesday night, don't forget, more exciting action. It'll be hockey action right here on Metro TV. The Washington Capitals in town to battle the Islanders at the Coliseum at 7 p.m. Geico Islanders game night at 6:30. Only on cable, only on Metro TV. Turn on New York. Wesley Walker now. Freeport will face the wind. 1st and 10 from its own 15-yard line, the first play of the second quarter.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle the wind coming at their face.
They started on the ground with a gain of about 4 to the 19-yard line. Some extracurricular following that whistle. The ball carrier was Leslie Jackman, number 5.
Mike McQueen, number 77. Freeport getting a little bit aggressive after play, a little unnecessary roughness, looks like to me.
Wesley, first quarter numbers, what balance for Freeport? 91 through the air, 99 on the ground. Floyd, 22 through the air, 83 on the ground. But it's that balance of Freeport that's got them on top by the score of 19-7.
Yeah, that's one of the things we discussed with Kurt Smith, and they're about a 60-40 team, but that is balance.
Jackman was stopped momentarily in the backfield, still on his feet. Shy of the 25 to perhaps the 24-yard line for Leslie Jackman. 3rd down and 1 for the Freeport Red Devils.
Well, Floyd's been in the right defense, and they're right in position to make the tackles. There's just missing tackles, and they're right there. That should have been stopped for a loss. And in order to have success against the team, you have to make the tackles. You can't let them have that second effort.
Jackman came in averaging 10.6 yards a carry so far in the game has 4 carries for 35 yards on 3rd and 1. Jackman to the near side, off the cutback, brought down from behind at the 45-yard line, brought down by number 11, Blair Bynes, but not before 22 yards, and another Freeport first down.
Jackman is awesome. That was one of the players that they had to focus on going in. He has so many different moves and so much speed.
10.3 a pop, 15 touchdowns for Leslie Jackman. Russ Sellin, see that? Tough with the camera, getting blown out of the frame is Russ Sellin. Jackman again. Jackman cuts it over midfield to the 48 of William Floyd. Give him 7 more yards, Leslie Jackman. 2nd down and 3 for Freeport, who utilizing the run right now because they're going into such a strong wind.
You know, and this is funny that you mentioned that. What do you defend? You defend the pass or do you defend the run? And that's the ability of this football team. They're able to do both. And even though they give it the ball to Jackman off tackle, as you see on the replay, but they can do so many things with Randy Mills, you know, too. And it gives them so many different weapons to utilize. And it's so hard for a defensive coordinator to really game plan against an offense like this.
Jackman got a good block from Adam Romancy right before that play. And this is Jackman off the cutback, and he's got some afterburners, and he's brought down inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle was made on Leslie Jackman. 41-yard pickup. 106 yards already on the ground for Jackman.
Freeport just dominating that defensive line of Floyd's and just bursts off tackle. Jackman makes all the moves and virtually just did this by himself. But the offense line by Freeport is just dominating Floyd's defensive line.
Vinny Trent, number 1, had the touchdown-saving tackle. Back to the live action. That play pretty much not going anywhere. Sets it up. 2nd down.
Not only Freeport is, running the football, but that's also killing that clock, and it just breaks the defense down, being able to run or pass. And how do you respond to that?
2nd and goal. Touchdown, Freeport. Eric Rietmeyer on the receiving end of a 6-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Randy Mills. And Freeport's got 25 on the board, looking for 26, maybe 27, depending upon whether they go the PAT or the 2-point conversion.
It was a quick out pattern run against Gerald Johnson, Redmond, who's very talented, has nice hands, and ran just a simple route, beat on the man-to-man by Gerald Johnson, and it makes it look like too easy, like stealing.
They'll go for the 1. It'll be Adrian Palazzo. Boots it home, and Freeport pulling away, now leading it 26-7 with 8:54 remaining in this first half. That has been pretty much all Freeport Red Devils looking for the Long Island Class 1 championship.
But here it is again. You have the twin receivers to the left side, a simple out pattern in the slot against man-to-man coverage against Gerald Johnson on the quick out, and he beat his man. And Redmond is awesome. He's got speed, he's got good hands, and he's done this all year. He's got a great quarterback throwing the football.
Beat Johnson to the corner. There is the look of the happy quarterback, Randy Mills, who, in my opinion, and pretty much the opinion of many other people in Nassau County, the odds-on favorite to win the Thorpe Award, which we'll find out on Tuesday night. The Thorpe Award is given out to the best football player in Nassau County, and hard to find somebody that had a better year than Randy Mills. 28 touchdown passes coming into this one, which was a single-season Nassau County record that stood for 30-plus years. 26-7 as Palazzo tees it up. Deep for William Floyd to the far side, number 6, Andrew Miller. To the near side, Vinny Trent, number 1.
I'm interested to see how Palazzo kicks into the win.
And well, it fell off the tee. We'll have to wait.
And at this point with Floyd, what does a coach do to get them kind of gathered up? I don't know if they have a hurry-up offense, but you know they're down at this point in time, 26-7. In my opinion, go to a passing offense and get going.
I would think so. I mean, I would say, well, there's a lot of time left, but you know what? there is and there isn't. You're down 26-7. You don't want to get totally away from the game plan as it goes through. Another touchback, third straight there from Palazzo. But with all that said, Wesley, you still need to get back here. You don't want Freeport to stop you again and take it to the house.
Right, because they're going to continue to score and score and score and score, and it's 26-7, so you have to get back into the game.
Just a couple of seconds more than 3 minutes, 8 plays, nice long drive of 85 yards, and a soft touch pass to Rietmeyer on the receiving end of 7 yards from Randy Mills. And it is now 26-7, Freeport over William Floyd with 8:54 remaining in this first half of play.
And this is where Freeport likes to buckle down and take the hammer to you defensively. So it'll be interesting to see what McCarthy can do, or whether they throw the football or not.
We'll go on the ground near side is Miller. Miller with a nice effort crossing the 25 to the 27-yard line. Andrew Miller picking up about 7 yards.
I like the fact that they're able to run the football, but you got to get it downfield, and being down this many points and this early, you're going to have to throw it downfield.
Credit the tackle to number 10, Taylor Eason, who this year had 25 on the season. Paul Longo looking as he'll come onto the field. Freeport has calling for time, as Longo has to talk to the troops. Paul Longo, 9th year, as I mentioned, 26-4 over the last 3 years. There is a timeout on the field. This one so far is all Freeport. We come back right after this.
You want them. You got them. All your favorite pro teams are on Metro TV. The Knicks, Islanders, Devils, Rangers, and Liberty. All right here. And it doesn't stop there. Metro TV is home to the very best in college and high school sports. The teams you want, where you want. Metro TV, only on cable. Turn on New York.
Carl Reuter along with Wesley Walker back here at a very windy Laval Stadium, campus of Stony Brook University, Stony Brook, New York, eastern end of Long Island. Nassau County Freeport playing Suffolk County William Floyd for the Long Island Class 1 Championship. These are the big schools, and so far Wesley, all Freeport, 26-7. William Floyd facing a 2nd down and 2. Paul Longo did not expect to be trailing by this much this early in the football game. That is 8:37 left in this first half.
And we were just discussing the fact, what does the coach say to these guys? What kind of offense you put together? But you have to get it downfield. And I know when I'm in this situation as a coach, I often wondered why not go to a no-huddle offense and to try to get back in the game when you're really down. Then this is an opportunity for them. But they're still running football.
They run the football with Johnson for a first down to the 35-yard line, so they'll move the sticks. And the drive will continue for William Floyd. Terrell Johnson, the big guy, number 36. He'll come to the near side. He's replaced by number 11, Blair Bynes. 5 carries, 21 yards for Johnson, who gets a breather.
Yeah, I talked to Paul Longo about Blair Bynes. He said he's the real deal. He's great on defense, and he's a sophomore. And he has a ways to go, So they'll build on this year.
Work out of the eye behind Donnie McCarthy, the quarterback. Miller started right, went to his left, and then he was met there by about 3 different Freeport tacklers, led by number 77, Mike McQueen.
It still baffles me that they're still running the football, and they should be throwing vertically downfield.
Russ Sellen calling the defense out. 2nd down, call it 8 yards for William Floyd from its own 38-yard line. Clock moving with 7:45 left in this first half. Freeport jumped out on top quickly, 13-0. They look for Parker, try to grab it with one hand, but the big tight end couldn't haul it in. First play of this football game from scrimmage, Randy Mills of Freeport took it 57 yards. And Freeport scored right after that and led it 13-0. Andrew Miller came back and cut it and made it a game at 13-7, but the last 2 scores have been all Freeport.
Well, I like the fact they tried to get back and pass the ball, and Parker is a very good tight end, very big target, but it looked like he just tried to get one hand on him. It's very difficult to use 2 hands in this weather, but he couldn't spin around to get that one. But they're really going to have to try to get downfield more.
It's 3rd and long so far in the game. McCarthy threw for over 1,400 yards, only 1 of 5 for 22 yards. He'll roll off the play action, sets it up, and throws it nearly intercepted. The intended receiver was Vinny Trent, number 1, but Stanley Gutierrez, number 54, second time in the game that Gutierrez has gotten in the way of an aerial.
And they're playing very good sound defense. It was a nice read, and I don't think McCarthy saw the corner route that was wide open, a little flag corner route, but he had his option to go to the receiver, which was open temporarily, but good play by Gutierrez.
Real nice defense by Gutierrez. Here it is again, and watch him, the extension getting right in front of the intended receiver, Vinny Trent.
And that's what you call effort.
Bowser, his third punt. Will this be returned off the hop? Could have been some trouble at the 31-yard line, but Riekmeyer's got those good hands. It just falls on a 30-yard punt. No return. Third punt in the game, no return yardage for Freeport at all. First and 10 Red Devils as they put it back into play from their own 32-yard line.
It's a good thing for Floyd, no return yardage, because Riekmeyer, he can beat you by catching the ball, by punt returns, and they just do such a good all-around job, you know, offensively and defensively. They have so many players that just play multiple positions, and they're very good at it, virtually every one of them.
So Randy Mills goes back to work. He's 4 of 5 so far in the game for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's run the ball 61 yards, including the 57-yarder from the first play of the game for another touchdown. He'll work out of the shotgun formation on 1st and 10. Inside handoff, and then Norville turning it to the outside and can't get anywhere. In fact, he'll lose 6 yards on the play. William Floyd with just one heck of a job defensively, eating that right up.
And this is the type of effort Floyd needs on every play defensively to get back into this football game, to have Freeport go 3 and out and try to establish something offensively. But you can see that they go from the shotgun with the running play off to the right side, and it's a very good job by Floyd's defense to stop him in the backfield.
James Parker, number 86, slowed down Norville enough to get help and then dragged them down for a 6-yard loss. Second down, 16 for Freeport from the 25. Riekmeyer looking deep. And that's some good coverage there by Matt Korn on Taylor Eason. You can't get better coverage man-to-man right there than Matt Korn did on Taylor Eason.
Matter of fact, there was great coverage, and what I liked about that, he was able to look back at the ball, too, because most defensive back these days, they don't turn and look around. They'll try to just eye the receiver, and sometimes that's your biggest mistake because the receiver has the advantage.
Well, we thought it was excellent pass coverage, so did the officials, but the glare by Russ Selin, apparently he didn't think it was such good coverage. 4 of 6 for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. The important number, the far right corner. No INTs for Randy Mills in this football game. He spreads 4 receivers now, working out of the shotgun formation on 3rd and 16. Drop it off to Norville off the screen. A lot of room to the cutback. To the 35, to the 40, and this will be very close to a first down. Did he get enough? Lennox Norville. This will be very close to where they spot the football for it, and whether or not it's a first down and they move the sticks for the Red Devils to see if this drive stays alive.
Lennox Norville made a great move after he got the ball. It was a simple screen, but you should watch the cut back to the left. This is awesome. He catches it in the backfield, but he makes the cut back to the left with speed to find him open to get some extra yards. And this type of ability, if he wouldn't have lost his footing or his mobility going forward, he'd probably got more yardage.
Well, it was a 3rd and 16, and Norville picked up 17 to almost the 42-yard line. First down for Russ Selin as he signals in the next play with less than 6 minutes remaining in this first half, and Freeport is leading it by the score of 26-7, looking for more from its own 41 on 1st and 10. Jackman picking up 4 more to the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
I don't know how I would defend this team, you know, trying to stop the run and pass.
I know how.
You know.
Put 22 players on the field. That's how you do it, right?
That's very hard because you just have to have the horses. And I don't think Floyd's quite there yet because they're still young and they have a ways to go. But, you know, I think Freeport 3 years ago, you know, they were in the same position. They had the talent, but, you know, that experience makes all the difference in the world.
Jackman's done a game's worth already, and we still have 5:03 remaining in this first half. Again, with twins split out to the top and bottom of the screen. Mills, at the last moment, Vinny Trent getting in the way, the intended receiver, number 3, Eric Rietmeyer.
I think Randy tried to force that one in. He had 2 receivers going down the seam too, but I think it was a misread by him, trying to force that in. But Mills is a talent. He waits patiently. He looks off towards the right, which he had 2 receivers open, but Rietmeyer looked temporarily open, but he had the safety back there just waiting for him.
Be a 3rd down and 7. Freeport is 4 for 5 on 3rd down conversions in this football game.
This is where they do so much damage. We have quadruple sets, 2 receivers on both sides, and if you're running seam patterns, who are you going to go with, you know? And you have your option.
Well, they go to the ground. It's Jackman. Look at Jackman's speed, just shy of the 40-yard line, picking up 14 yards. Another first down for Freeport. They move the chains, but as you said, they spread 4, and what do? They go to the ground.
The ball. This is awesome. 4 receivers, 2 receivers to the outside. You think pass. They've been doing it all game. And you think they're going to throw downfield with the seam patterns. He looks back. What's he do? He runs a draw pattern. And the running ability of the running back is just stellar.
Leslie Jackman has had a great first half. Again has his number called, bringing it to the 36-yard line. 5 more yards for Leslie Jackman. Well, they play pretty much like a half a field every time they get the
football. I think has 121 yards already,
yeah,
and the game is not even the second half is over.
So it'll be 2nd down. They'll call it 6 yards. Ball spotted at the 36-yard line of William Floyd. Again, Mills works shotgun with Jackman to his right. Inside handoff is Jackman. From behind, Johnson, number 36, hauls him down at the 35. Give Jackman another yard, making it 3rd down and call it a long 5. Maybe 4, long 4.
I no longer had some concern, you know, and after talking with him, and I told him, you know, if you can get your guys to play, anybody can be beat, and he said, "You think so?" Then I had the feeling that he didn't think they could win this game.
Mills on 3rd down. Wants more. He's got a home run, and then the ball falls short. Taylor Eason should have come back to the ball, but he thought the ball was coming to him. He should have been wise to understand that he's throwing into that wind, and Eason's got to come back towards the ball of Mills' throw.
Absolutely, and you have to make that adjustment. It's very hard, too, as you're going down. It was wide open, too. They had a mismatch on the coverage-wise, and he's wide open, but he's got to know that ball is going to drop and try to make the adjustments. But it's also very difficult when you're going against the wind like that, and you have to stop and come back to the football by the time you focus on it.
Well, Freeport's not going to punt. They'll go for it here on 4th down and 4. Mills steps up, and he is dragged down from behind on the sack. He's lucky he didn't cough up the football, but on the 4th down effort of William Floyd's defense, Floyd will get it on downs.
Look like there's some activities going on. It's lucky he didn't really get stripped of the ball. I thought he may have gotten stripped and thrown the ball, but it's a good effort on Randy's part to really hold on to the football. But Floyd did a great job.
Again, it was James Parker who's had a nice game so far. 2nd time he's come in there early to disrupt the offense of Freeport. Parker 86 for William Floyd. Now Floyd goes with trips to the top of the screen. The lone setback was Blair Bynes. They throw pretty much the screen to Trent. He's explosive and gets to the open field. And he hurdles out at the 49-yard line of Freeport. That's a first down, but a nice play there by Trent.
It's really like a little slot receiver screen out to the outside with two receivers to the outside, and it was a good positive yards, and these are the kinds of things that they need to do. To see those go quick drop back, and it's really like a receiver screen in the slot with two receivers going downfield, and he was able to make some positive yards. But this is what they're going to have to do throughout this quarter and also in the second half to really get back into this ball game.
Now they've stacked quads to the bottom of the screen. McCarthy wide open, finding the seam was the big guy James Parker. Here's a guy that had played exclusively at times, you know, with some tight end, a little wide receiver. Here's a guy that's making it happen now on both sides of the football.
He's a big target, and what's more amazing is that he was able to hang on the ball, because with the wind conditions, it's very hard to really focus on the ball, and you have to really look in. But also with being cold, it's very difficult to hang on to the ball. But he did a great job and get out of bounds also.
Look on Parker. He can catch, he can block, and he'll fight for the football. He got himself a nice reception before. There's McCarthy scrambling, being chased. 77 in pursuit is Mike McLean.
Tackled by Mike.
But this is one of the things that McCarthy does very well, is being able to get out of situations and scramble. But unfortunately, it wasn't on a really positive note. But he can't find any receivers, and what's he do? He tucks it, and he's able to get away from some of the defensive players and try to get some positive yards. But he's going to have to be able to do that more often.
McQueen was chasing, but give the tackle, the credit, the tackle to Lennox Norville, number 32. McQueen cut down the angle in time for Norville to come over and push that play to the sideline. Second down and 9, and that was just a bad toss. They'll call it an incompleted pass. It was not a lateral. Intended receiver was Vinnie Trent. That might be as bad a ball as you'll see McCarthy throw.
Right. It was that receiver screen with, they have like trips right, had 3 receivers over to the right side, and they try to get it out towards the wide receiver on the outside, and this time he went into the dirt.
Wesley, this is a very big offensive possession right now for William Floyd. If they can punch one in with 1:58 left to cut that deficit in half, give him some confidence going into that locker room. Very important right here, this possession.
Absolutely. You need the confidence going. You have to score just to get back into this game. But it's not over until it's over, but we'll see what happens if they can get the score.
All right, Yogi. Kilcullen just could not come up with that one. Intended receiver Jamie Kilcullen, the senior at 6'3", 185, and McCarthy knows he should have made that play happen.
Right, and also you have to give the defense credit, knowing that at some point they're going to have to pass, so it makes it very difficult. But McCarthy drops back, and he's got an open wide receiver, and he just doesn't get it in there. Again, and the wind can affect you, and you're trying to add some touch there, and you have a good defensive team, and it's very hard being back there when you see those type of athletes that are surrounded by their receivers and trying to force it in.
It's 4th and 9 for William Floyd. The ball at the 28 of Freeport. Again, quads to the bottom of the screen. Kilcullen, number 7, slid up high. 4th and 9. McCarthy looking, rolling, and overshoots the intended receiver, number 86, James Parker. So on downs, Freeport takes over offensively with 1:46 left in this first half.
McCarthy just barely missed again, and as you look, he has his receiver open, and sometimes even with the wind at your back, it can affect you, but sometimes you have a tendency to press, and one of the maybe the negatives with McCarthy is that he will try to press, and he has so much confidence that he'll make those overthrows.
That's something he will learn from. Remember, only a junior, but a stellar junior campaign for Donnie McCarthy.
And it looked like he tried to finesse past that end, and he had the wind in his back, and that made it settle a little bit.
Jackman with a carry to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 7, second down and 3. I'll tell you, Freeport's going to play this and run it up the field. If they can throw another one in, they're going to go for it with 1:32 left.
They will do that too. I've seen them do that over and over. I saw them against Farmingdale, and they will never give up, never let you relax. And the bottom line is that they can run and they can pass and they can score from running or passing.
You saw them in that Farmingdale game for the Nassau County Championship. Farmingdale actually scored first in that game, led it 7-0. That was the only time all season that Freeport was behind in a football game, as Jackman will move the chains. It'll stop the clock over the 45 to the 47 of Freeport. 11 more yards for Leslie Jackman, having perhaps the game of his life with 1:03 left first half.
I'm very surprised that with the weather being windy and cold, that there haven't been very many turnovers at this point. I thought maybe that would be one of the things that they could have done.
Turnovers, there's only been one flag.
Right.
They played a very clean, crisp football game.
I've only seen the one flag that's blowing to the right.
The American flag that's blowing crazily in this wind, gusted about 45-50 miles per hour. Believe it or not, Jackman was stopped at the line of scrimmage. I don't think they'll give him a gain of anything there. Number 59, Brian McGarrigle. Number 59, McGarrigle on the tackle. McGarrigle is a junior, 6'2", 240-pounder. 20 seconds left. Now Freeport might just say, let's protect the football, and they will. And they'll leave this field leading it by the score of 26-7. They might not even snap it. Looking at the play clock, and they'll just walk it off with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I often wonder what defensive coaches, when they're in or offensive coaches as a team, when they're down like that, what do you say to the players? What do you think at halftime?
Well, we'll find out. We'll see how they react when they come out for the start of the second half. But the first half is history of the Long Island Class 1 Championship. Russ Sellen has got to really love what his team did in the first half. Freeport leading it by the score of 26-7, coming back with halftime activities right after this timeout.
Hunger. You can't see it. You and I may not feel it, but many of our neighbors do. Children, families, seniors. I'm Brian Dennehy. There is hunger right here on Long Island, where I grew up. That's why I'm working with Island Harvest to help end hunger, and you can too. This holiday season, give a turkey, feed a family, and make a real difference in someone's life.
This woman isn't having a difficult pregnancy, but if she were, the Women's Health Program of the North Shore LIJ Health System would be there, with a network of hospitals that helps more women give birth than any other in the region we serve, using advanced technology like the 4D sonogram and regional perinatal centers dedicated to mothers and newborns who need advanced care. So every mother we care for has the peace of mind she deserves. North Shore LIJ, setting new standards in healthcare.
2.9 points per game. Laval Stadium at the campus of Stony Brook University. We're at halftime, and right now Freeport leading it by the score of 26-7. Now, with all the technology in the world today, it's almost amazing to see how Kurt Smith, offensive coordinator of Freeport High School, talks offense with his troops. Here's a look.
I'm part of a very, very good organization. We have a tremendous coaching staff. It's taken, we've been doing this run and shoot stuff for about 10 years. We've learned how to coach it, and the players buy into it, and we have the particular types of players who can run this system. In addition to using the blackboards, I utilize this electric football field, which is a dimensional overview of a football field. It's very easy to kind of teach offensive and defensive concepts. We use it offensively to show defensive coverages. We can actually show what a free safety is, or what a cornerback is, or what a strong safety is. We can use it conversely to, from a defensive point of view, to show how an offense can attack us defensively. So we can kind of give them an overview, kind of like how I see it when I kind of watch from the booth or from the top of the gym, like we do at Freeport. The more teaching tools you have, the more ways you have to kind of get concepts across, the better off you are. We do use, I will use a blackboard, but this is simple. You can carry it, and it's very visual. Conference 1 is a very, very tough conference. They have obviously very, very good athletes. They're well coached. The one item that separates Freeport from the rest of Conference 1 is that we run from various spread formations. And we throw the ball a little bit more than most teams do, and so the kids get a little more used to throwing under pressure. Many teams are afraid to throw the ball because it's just simply, it's easier to hand the ball off. I guess it creates a much more balanced type of offense. We can run the ball, we can throw the ball, and we can option the ball. These kids have been around running this system for, you know, Rietmeyer and Randy Mills and Taylor Eason, and these kids have been doing this for 3 years, and it's very, very gratifying.
That was Kurt Smith, the offensive coordinator of Freeport, whose team right now is on top by the score of 26-7. We'll have more from Laval Stadium right after this timeout. We're at the break, and Freeport in control.
Hi, I'm Elise Larray with another Bid New York Steiner Sports Auction. Log on now to bidnewyork.com for rare items featuring all your favorite teams and athletes, like these.
Lot number 2 is a Derek Jeter signed Captain Inscription limited edition jersey, and you go through the litany of awards and accolades for Derek Jeter already in his young career. World Series MVP, All-Star Game MVP, 4-time World Series champion. I think all of that is pushed to the side at the end of his career when he looks back and realizes that he was one of only a handful of Yankees to ever be named captain. And I think that's probably the one thing that you can't take away from him when his career is all said and done.
A 381 postseason average, 360 in the World Series. When it's all said and done, he will be a Hall of Famer, and him and Reggie will be the 2 Mr. Octobers.
Wow, act now. All lots will be closing out live on Sunday, November 30th at 5 p.m. And may the best bid win.
Attention to the talk. Fire mission. What do you got?
I have a sit rep from Alpha Company.
What is?
Bill AG, PD, ready to be verified. Verified. Number 1.
Ever wondered what it's really like to be a soldier? Put yourself in the picture with this free video. You'll see over 200 great jobs in the Army and over 180 in the Army Reserve. You'll also see what skills you learn, how you can earn money for college, and keep studying while you're in the Army. You'll even get the chance to see what soldiers do in their free time. Call this number right now and get this free Army t-shirt and free video. Put yourself in the picture and see what it's really like to become an Army of One.
There's a lot you're missing. Tune in and log on for an all-new live online sports auction on Bid New York, a Steiner sports auction. We'll preview sports memorabilia every weekday at 1 and 4. Log on to bidnewyork.com and register so you can start bidding right now. This is your chance to own a piece of sports history. Bid New York, a Steiner sports auction, every weekday at 1 and 4, only on Metro TV. Turn on, New York.
Halftime of the Long Island Class 1 Championship. It's been all Freeport so far in the first half of play. 26-7 over William Floyd. Now joined by a couple of guys that really know what it's all about here athletic-wise out in Suffolk County. Ed Sinelli, who's the Executive Director of Section 11, which is Suffolk County. And Wayne Sharon, who's the football chairman here in Suffolk as well. And Ed, first talk about the event here at Laval Stadium. It's been so far a success to the ultimate.
Yeah, this is great to be here. The second year we've been in Suffolk County hosting the Long Island Championships for since 1992. We're in Hofstra now. We even a score. They had 2 games on Friday. Here we are on Saturday.
Talk about what it's like, first of all, coming over here first year as the executive director, replacing Kathy Gallagher, who did an outstanding job in all the years that Kathy ran Suffolk County sports.
Right, Kathy's a legend. She's been involved with Section 11 for 30 years. She's made a major mark at the state level. I'm following so many of her leads and making decisions in the day-to-day operations that Section 11 is undergoing. It's a constant movement. It never ends. It goes from one season to the next.
Wayne, I got to ask you about Suffolk County football. I mean, you guys live and eat and drink and sleep football all year long, but this weekend, this Thanksgiving Day weekend, each and every year, you'd like to see Suffolk win, but this is just a great weekend of football, isn't it?
It is, and you know, Carl, moving our
county championships here last week kind of gets it all going. We played 4 games here last weekend, and then the Long Island Championships playing 2 here and then 2 at Hofstra. It's just a great thing for us, for the schools that are competing in it. Their communities come out. I think we've probably had record crowds here this past weekend, Eddie. It's been really a good thing for us.
Wayne, do we see anything maybe changing at all as far as format goes, or you like what's going on right now? We're going to keep it status quo.
I think you're going to see status quo. We talked again between both counties. We like the split between Hofstra and Stony Brook. We probably are going to keep it on the same days. Traffic becomes a little bit of an issue in there as far as Nassau County people coming out here. So it looks like we would keep Hofstra on Friday and Stony Brook on Saturday.
And Ed, what's it been like for you now? As you mentioned, your first year as a Suffolk County executive director, but what's it like now when you're running the show and you see what goes on here when you're the top dog? But what do you like about this football weekend?
I tell you, you get nervous as heck. Game after game, we had 2 games at Hofstra, 2 games over here. Last weekend, 4 games, 1 Friday night, 3 games in a row on Saturday, tremendous crowds. We were lucky last weekend with the weather. It's a little chilly out here, but we're all bearing with it. It's a lot of fun.
You're all bearing with it. Wayne, quickly, you've been out on the field, and you're an old football coach from over at West Islip High School. What's it like with these windy conditions? And you have 2 quarterbacks really have been affected by the wind.
Well, it doesn't look like it. You know, the first game this afternoon was between Bethpage and Huntington. I think if the ball was thrown 3 times, it was a lot. And I'm not sure if they just thought it was their game plan or the wind was that much of a factor. But it's not bothering Freeport tonight, that's for sure.
Wayne, as always, Ed, as always, thanks very much for the hospitality and all the help that you guys give us from Suffolk County. And, of course, you guys from Nassau County do just as well a job. So thanks very much to you guys. All right, Wayne Sharon, Ed Sinelli have been my guests. When we come back to Laval Stadium, rejoined by Wesley Walker, we'll have the halftime numbers and highlights right after this timeout. Stay with us.
I'd like to start getting home delivery of the New York Times.
Now you can get the New York Times delivered to your home for 50% off the regular price for 8 full weeks.
The New York Times brings the world into our house every day. It's not just that they cover the news so well. It's the way they surround a story, giving me so many different ways to understand what's going on.
Call 1-800-720-8900 today to start getting the New York Times delivered to your home. You'll receive the Times every single day for just $4.65 a week.
I need to understand what's affecting our investments.
And what's happening on the web.
Or if you prefer, subscribe to the Times on weekends for just $2.40 a week. That's 50% off the regular price of home delivery.
The world's moving pretty fast out there.
This definitely helps.
Get the New York Times delivered every day for just $4.65 a week. Or Saturday and Sunday for just $2.40 a week. That's 50% off. Call today.
Hey, New York, want in on a little secret?
I can't believe people threw this out. It's worth $150.
Antique Show and Sell, the only show that tells you if your stuff is trash or treasure.
One of the most collectible items of all time.
Get an appraisal.
You know, that'll sell even better than it sounds.
And then we will help you sell it.
And if you see something you like,
we'll show you how to buy it.
Antique Show and Sell, starting December 1st at 7 and 10. Only on cable, only on Metro TV.
Coffee? No, thanks. I think I'll get my own.
Perhaps he's compelled by the sumptuous aroma. Or does he desire the rich, luscious taste crafted in Europe? Maybe it's because he makes Javalia his way, delicious every time. To experience the pleasure of Javalia Cafe yourself, call 1-800-759-2412. We'll deliver 2 boxes of our fine European coffee, plus a thermal carafe coffee maker. We'll even include a stainless steel travel mug. If you enjoy Javalia, we'll send more whenever you like. 2 boxes of freshly sealed Javalia, the thermal coffee maker and mug, delivered to you for just $19.95 with no further obligation. Call 1-800-759-2412. Javalia Cafe. Always a pleasure to come home to.
Carl Reuter, rejoined by Wesley Walker, windy Laval Stadium. Look at those goalposts in 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Freeport leading it by the score of 26-7. Wesley, this is a very outstanding first half of play offensively. We'll take a look at some of the halftime highlights. And first play from scrimmage, the quarterback of Freeport, Randy Mills, just doing the damage, takes it 57 yards to the house.
Well, what Randy does very well, people don't take into account the fact that his ability is there, but he does a great job with the play faking, and it's also the advantage to him because he has the kind of athletes that you have to come up to really, you know, to take account for.
And then Freeport led 13-0, but Andrew Miller got Floyd on the board, Wesley.
And Andrew Miller is a tough running back, and this is a guy that needs to have the football in order to have success, and I don't think he's going to get much today, but he's virtually their only offensive weapon right now today.
And then when you talk about offensive weapons, how about Mills going to the air and Eric Rietmeyer?
Rietmeyer has been fantastic all year, and that was a simple out pattern against Jarrell Johnson on a simple down and out. But they have so many different weapons, and Mills, you can't say enough about this guy. 35 touchdowns in one season. That's awesome.
Look at the numbers in the first half so far. More impressed, I think, Wesley, with the rushing yards of Freeport, led by the play of Leslie Jackman, but 330 yards total offense, no turnovers, and only the one penalty. But how do you stop that column on the left of Freeport?
You can't, and I basically said at the beginning when we did our opening, is the fact that you have a young Floyd football team who has not had the experience, and Freeport has been here, and they've had a lot of success, and they've proved that this year. And if you look at the numbers, that's something you have in a whole game. They're only in the first half.
Wesley, what do you do right now? If you're Paul Longo, the head coach of William Floyd, you're trailing 26-7. Do you come out and do you change up anything, or do you continue to run the offense that got you to this game that averaged over 30 points a game this season?
Well, as I said before, in the towards the second quarter, you're down 26-7, and that was early on. You have to come up with some type of hurry-up offense and get going. And obviously, it's going to be very difficult to pass in this situation, but you have to get something moving vertically down the field. Now, I don't know if they have the ability offensively to come up with some type of hurry-up 2-minute offense, but that's certainly something I would have done the second quarter, and obviously coming out the second half to really get something going. I'd have to do it because this is a championship game. You do anything to win.
All right, two factors that I would touch on right away. The fact number one, that Freeport is senior laden, basically a team of all seniors going up against underclassmen of William Floyd. So experience is there. That's number one. Number two, the offense and defensive line of Freeport probably will start to wear down the lighter offensive and defensive lines of William Floyd.
Well, that's, you know, a given. Obviously, the experience and the fact that they're seniors and they've been here, they want to win a championship. I think talking to Rietmeyer, being there 3 times and haven't had a chance of, this is something that he wants, and they're focused on it. And they have all leaders virtually at every position. They know what they're doing. They're very excited. But they will wear you down. And one of the problems that Longo admitted to is that they're a big physical team, and we do not match up with them from a size standpoint. But they face that all year, and they're both 10-0, and they have that opportunity. But you have to match power with power, and you have to really play a tough physical football game. Right now, Floyd is not doing that.
Well, both teams, at least Freeport, has made its way back on the field. We're a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. Freeport Red Devils going up against the William Floyd Colonials. Both teams came in with records of 10-0. Someone goes home a loser. Unfortunately, it would be for the Long Island Class 1 Championship. Right now, Freeport, yep, they are on top by the score of 26-7. What did the Colonials talk about in the locker room at halftime? We'll find out when we come back to LaValle Stadium, campus of Stony Brook University, Stony Brook, New York, on the eastern end of Long Island. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff and the start of the second half.
Real crimes. Real cops.
Homicide, Lieutenant Heffernan.
Real stories.
You're dealing with a serial killer.
Go inside the lives of the toughest homicide detectives.
This is another senseless murder.
Interview the witnesses.
Somewhere in this room, the answer lies.
Chase the suspects. Go face to face with a murderer.
You play and you can solve these cases.
The Brooklyn North Homicide Squad. Mondays at 8 and 9. Only on cable. Only on Metro TV. Turn on, New York.
Hi, I'm Elise LeRae with a special Bid New York Steiner Sports Auction. Log on now to bidnewyork.com for rare and one-of-a-kind sports collectibles. Take a look at these.
Lot number 9 is our next lot. It's a New York Islanders team-signed 16x20 photo. And this is one of the truly great dynasties in hockey history. You had the Canadiens in the 1970s, Edmonton, of course, with Gretzky and Messier. And then you had, from 80 to 84, the New York Islanders.
I was with these guys a couple of weeks ago. I mean, if you talk about a team piece, there's about 9 signatures on here. These guys live all over. It's not like when we do a team piece and the guys are still right here and we get everything done. You got to fly these guys in. And, you know, they're Canadian guys. A lot of guys live in Canada. Very, very reasonably priced. And when I was talking to these guys, I said to them, people don't realize in the 80s, you're the Yankees. You guys won 4 Stanley Cups.
Go directly to bidnewyork.com. All these lots will be closing out live on Sunday, November 30th at 5 p.m. And may the best bid win.
Imagine going to one place to take advantage of 4 incredible services and products that most every single one of us needs. How would you like a free state-of-the-art cell phone, along with some incredible rates? Just check out our website right now. Are you looking to buy a new car at an amazing price? Just go to our website right now and check out our inventory of thousands of new cars for sale right over the internet. Right over the internet. Need to finance or refinance a car and get a great interest rate? Go to our website right now. And if you have a car and you're looking to get an incredible extended warranty, check out our website. It's phenomenal. A free state-of-the-art cell phone, amazing financing, an inventory of thousands of new cars, and the ability to get a fabulous extended warranty on your used car is just a click away. 4 incredible services and products that most every single one of us needs. Free state-of-the-art cell phone, amazing financing, an inventory of thousands of new cars. Check out our website right now.
Carl Reuter, along with Wesley Walker, William Floyd huddled up, getting ready for the start of the 3rd quarter of the Long Island Class 1 Championship, 26-7 in favor of the Freeport Red Devils. These two teams had stellar seasons, both going 8-0 in the regular campaign, each winning the 2 playoff games to get here. But look at the scores of the Red Devils. The first 4 games were shutouts, but 63. Look at the numbers that they put up, and then finally was scored upon by Massapequa in week 5, fell behind in that Hempstead quarterfinal 7-0, the only time they were behind all year. Those numbers add up to 42.9 points per game, 429, gave up only 32, an average of 3.2 for the season. And on the flip side, for the William Floyd Colonials, also 10-0, a team that averaged 32.2 points a game and only 12.7 against. But look what they did there. They beat Brentwood, then took out Pat Med, Lindy, shut out Longwood, scored a bunch against Comac, beat Sachem, a bunch against Connecticut, some more against Smithtown, beat Pat Med again for a 2nd time, and then beat Lindy for a 2nd time to get there. So, I mean, you're talking about teams that know how to win football games.
I'll tell you what, it's unbelievable when you take in consideration the fact that both these teams were undefeated, and I think they come from a little bit different backgrounds with the schedules that they played. But you have to attribute that success to the coaching staff and what they've done all year, and to instill the confidence that they've needed. And obviously Floyd is having a tough time right now, and I believe that next year and the year after that, they will be more experienced and a little bit more poised and do a better job. But the second half will tell its tale, what kind of offense that they could put together to really try to establish something.
Well, Russ Sellen, the way Freeport has played this season, a lot of folks think that this might be one of the best teams, if not the best team, that Nassau County has seen in about 10 or 12 years. That's how potent, not only offensively, but defensively, Russ Sellen's team has been all season long. They've got another 24 minutes before perhaps wrapping up the Long Island Class 1 Championship. This is Vinnie Trent to start the 3rd quarter. Trent trying to bounce it to the outside, brought down there at the 29-yard line. Combination there, number 56 on the tackle was Bemi Utulaja, and number 32, Lennox Norville.
I'll stick to Bemi on that.
Oh, Bemi Otulaja.
Yeah.
Come on, Otulaja.
But this is going to be interesting. This is time where you really have to kick it in. They're down 26-7. You know, the Colonials have an opportunity to really establish themselves, and they got to get going. They haven't really showed any enthusiasm from my standpoint. So really, let's get the ball vertically down the field and see what you can do.
They face a very strong wind, working out of the I formation, trying to go right over center with the halfback Andrew Miller, who had a nice touchdown run. In fact, the only touchdown for William Floyd, scooted around the right side in that first quarter, touchdown. But Miller starts out, picks up about 3, maybe.
feeling that Floyd, maybe they don't think they can match up with Freeport's corners, wide receiver-wise, but they had a great season as a tandem with the trio of receivers that they have, but they're not utilizing them.
McCarthy had time over the middle in traffic. The completion is made just shy of the first down, maybe. James Parker, number 86, the reception. It will be 3rd and perhaps a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
3-yard gain.
They need to get to the 39-yard line for a first down.
But I would think they'd use Parker in the middle a lot more. And he really took a big hit by Stanley Gutierrez there, but they still had some positive yards and they were close to first down.
Second catch of the game, 25 yards for Parker. Diving over the middle, looking for that first down was the running back Andrew Miller. Wait till they unpile to see if Miller's got it.
It's going to be very close. I don't really think he really got it. It's going to be close if he did get it. They'll bring the chains out.
Well, they are going to call for the chains. Referee Joe Grady out of Suffolk County. As McCarthy looks on with his head coach Paul Longo all bundled up in that hooded sweatshirt. They'll bring the chains out from the far side there.
Carl, do you think it's surprising that they still not really throwing the ball uphill?
Unless they feel they want to try to establish something early on the ground here in the third quarter and then utilize the throw. I mean, 26-7. Does he have that first down?
It will be close. It will be close.
A first down. That's a first down for William Floyd.
That is a positive, but I'd like to see him to throw it downfield. And I know Andrew Miller has a lot of ability, but if they do have the success downfield, at least running the football, you want to see him getting like 10, 12 yards of crack, but I don't think he'll do that against this Freeport defense. And they come on in the second half.
This Freeport defense just does not quit. Miller to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 6, second down and 4 for Miller. The junior running back, 6 foot, 205-pounder.
I also have to feel like, with the wind, you look at the flag, it's just really whipping. They said it was going to be like 40-mile-an-hour wind, so, that's looking at your face. Danny McCartney would really have a hard time throwing into that wind.
Paul Longo thinks Miller, number 6, might make a very nice college safety one day at a big-time program. He's got that kind of a build, as he's very close to another Colonial first down.
There's a lot of athletes, though, too, like in Andrew Miller's position where they've done well offensively, but people are looking at him, from a defensive standpoint. I'd be interested to talk to him to see what he would prefer to play.
It's 3rd and maybe the length of a football. So far in the game, Floyd 2 of 5 on third down conversions. You stay on the ground. Obviously, I say so with Miller, and now we've got a whistle and a timeout called. Perhaps a lack of communication from the sidelines to McCarthy, the quarterback, forcing Paul Longo to call timeout. So Russ Sellen will talk to his defense when we come back. It is 3rd and short for William Floyd.
Metro Sports is live Tuesday at 7. The New York Islanders try to steal one away from the Washington Capitals at the Coliseum. Metro Sports is live Tuesday at 7. Pregame at 6:30. Only on cable, only on Metro TV. Turn on, New York.
It's really quite simple. The more advanced math you take, the better your chances at a better career. If no one has explained how the power of math can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. They'll tell you.
Paul Reuter along with Wesley Walker, former All-Pro wide receiver for the New York Jets. Did you ever play in windy conditions like this? Well, I guess Giant Stadium all the time, right?
Absolutely. Shea Stadium, too.
Shea Stadium as well.
And being a receiver and being a California boy, I only wanted to be in 70-degree weather. Football was supposed to be in nice weather, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. But your focus has to be there regardless.
Over center was McCarthy, the quarterback. Now, did he have enough surge behind that center to get that first down? This, again, dependent upon the spot.
Yep, I'm not so sure. Well, good spot. May have gotten it, but it didn't look like, for me, that he was surging, forward enough.
They're going to bring the chains out again. It's too close to call. Let's see. Your call right here from the line of scrimmage. Does McCarthy get it?
Well, from my aspect, when I saw he didn't get it, no. I don't think so. But then he made a second effort, but I still don't think he had it. But I think he may have gotten a good spot by the referee. But in my opinion, he didn't get it.
The Freeport defense felt it stopped them. Now let's see. Who's right? Freeport defense? The Freeport defense was right.
It's close.
It's close where it's going to set it up. Now you have to go. You're not kicking the ball away now. You're down 26-7. You cannot kick it away. Fourth and about 5 or 6 inches, you have to go for it.
But if they don't make it, it will be a travesty.
Well, 0 for 1 so far in the football game on fourth down conversions for William Floyd. And this 4th and inches is literally inches. I mean, you can't get any closer.
Do they sneak it in, or do they hand off?
I do the same exact thing. I don't even risk the handoff. I take McCarthy right over my center. I only need to go 6 inches.
He's aggressive enough. There you go.
Well, you know what? He might not have got it again. And he was stopped and then pushed back. That Freeport defensive line coming up 2 times in a row would not relinquish a half a foot for a first down of William Floyd.
That was awful. That was completely awful. Carl, you have to sneak in. When you go in, you put your head down and you just keep your feet when you go. You don't run backwards, but he seems very, very intimidated and timid. And he's been running like that all day, as far as I'm concerned. Early in the game, I felt Andrew Miller was running tentative. You have to really run with force against this Freeport team.
Well, we come back to the live action. It's Jackman on offense. Jackman 5 yards to the 40-yard line as he cut to the near side. 2nd down and 5 for Freeport on the defensive stop, looking to add to its 26-7 lead. 8.5 approaching, remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And I understand the fact that you go for it in that position, but do you give it up if you don't make it? And given Freeport this kind of field position going in and being up 26-7, it's like almost virtually giving them another score.
Mills, the pitch. Rietmeyer is met there by Blair Bynes at the line of scrimmage. He got back to the line, depending upon the spot, maybe a loss of a yard. They'll get it right there. So
in their offense, I tell you, Randy Mills does an excellent job at his play faking, the play action, whether he's handing off or getting ready to pass, and it's very hard to follow. He does an excellent job of freezing the defense.
Freeport spreads 4, twins to the top of the screen as well as the bottom. Jackman is the lone setback to the left of Mills, who works shotgun for this Freeport offense. On 3rd and 5, Jackman to the secondary. Jackman to the 10. Touchdown, Leslie Jackman and the Freeport Red Devils.
Oh, that was beautiful. And what Freeport does very well by spreading the receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, it really spreads out the defensive backfield where it leaves all these seams and leaves Jackman through the middle, and he's able to pick and choose any direction. And with his speed, you really have to be in a position to tackle, and there was virtually no one around. And with his speed, you can't leave him open to give him open lanes like that.
40-yard touchdown jaunt by Leslie Jackman. The point after by Adrian Palazzo. And the PAT is good. So following that defensive stand on 3rd and inches and 4th and inches, Freeport turns it into 6. They add the extra point, now lead 33-7. Wesley Walker.
Well, that 4th and 1, I tell you, did some damage, gave him good field position, but you look at Leslie Jackman, really goes right, cuts back to the left, but there's virtually seams there for him to run. And a guy with that kind of caliber of speed, you have nothing but wide open lane. And that's what the spread look does for you. But like I said before, they have 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and it opens up a lane and virtually gives him just open running. And a guy of that speed, there's just no contest. There's nobody virtually around. And that's what happens when you have a young defense.
Leslie Jackman, 17 carries, 192 yards, and 2 touchdowns, the last one of 40 yards, giving Freeport a 33-7 lead with 7:33 remaining 3rd quarter. And little by little, Freeport getting ever so close to being crowned the Long Island Class 1 champs.
What do you do in this position if you're running away with it? Do you let your younger guys play? But look at those numbers, I'll tell you what.
Well, the younger guys are pretty much all seniors. They have so many seniors on the team. It looks like this is one of those games where everybody's going to get into the action.
That was a weird kick going with the wind. It gave a squib, and that's unlike Adrian.
Picked up by Miller. and Miller is run out of bounds, bumped out at the 31-yard line. There's a flag, perhaps a late hit. Chasing him out was Bobby Hogan, number 13. Let's see what the flag was. They might have hit him, Miller, when he was out of bounds.
I think it was unnecessary roughing. He hit him as he's going out of bounds, and it was really unnecessary. But this is the type of team that Freeport is. A smash-mouth team. They're very aggressive. And from the opposite end of Floyd, that's the way you have to play a team like this, and they have not done that. They look very, very timid and timid.
Joe Grady is your referee. There is Russ Sellen. The call was made. It'll be first down, William Floyd, and because of the penalty, it'll come all the way to the Freeport 48-yard line. And here it is, Wesley.
Right. Had a few of those in my time, right out of bounds, you know.
That call,
that was very unnecessary.
That was Travis Jones. Travis Jones, whose brother Jimmy Jones played at Freeport High School. Tremendous running back at Hofstra University. Now Jimmy Jones is a running back coach here with Sam Kornhauser and the Seawolves of Stony Brook. McCarthy airing it, looking long down the field for Kilcullen. Coverage was there by Taylor Eason, number 10, but Kilcullen had a step, but couldn't connect with McCarthy.
I was just going to ask you think they were going to throw the ball. Well, they have set it down. They have to get back in this game, but unfortunately, it should have been done a long time ago, but, you know, that's how it's happened.
Less than a minute, 40 of those 55 yards picked up by Jackman, his second touchdown of the game, 33-7 Freeport. And a man who threw for over 1,400 yards this season for William Floyd, Donnie McCarthy, is only 4 of 13 for 60 yards in this football game. He's going to start airing it out even more. Little screen to the halfback Miller. Miller still on his feet. Nice job of walking a tightrope along the sideline inside the 35 to the 33. A pickup of 14 yards to the screen pass of Andrew Miller.
That was a great job by Andrew Miller because Freeport was in position to really stop him. He had several people around him, and he was able to elude the defenders and get away and get positive yards. It's like Mike McQueen's there. I mean, they have several people in the backfield to stop that screen, and he was able to pick up some positive yards.
Finally brought down by Eric Rietmeyer, but not before the 14 yards. Quarterback draw, McCarthy on the keep. Scrambles and then thrown back at the 30-yard line, and by number 54, one of the co-captains, Stanley Gutierrez. And Gutierrez has made a couple of pass deflections, has come up with a nice stop right there.
Stanley's been one of their focal points on defense, but as you know, and the success that Freeport has had, when you have virtually superstars at every position, you look at the dominating scores that they've had and stopping people defensively for a while, opponents couldn't even score, but that's a tribute to all the athletes working as a team, and they're just phenomenal together, and that's the fact that they have some great athletes at all positions.
Floyd on 2nd and 7 stays and goes with a ground game to Jarrell Johnson, number 36. Picks up a couple. This will be 3rd and about 6 for William Floyd. There's Paul Longo.
Well, I guess in their arsenal offensively, they really don't have what we call a 2-minute or hurry-up offense. Maybe coaches feel at this point in time that high school athletes can't handle it this early.
Two-back set to give us to Miller. Miller working along the right side. Still on his feet, driving, getting the first down, chased and driven out by Jet Bates. Number 7, the senior at 6'1", 200 pounds for the Freeport Red Devils, who had 23 solo tackles this year and 6 interceptions for Jet Bates.
Freeport has done well with Andrew Miller going to the outside off tackle, and they've run this play, you know, several different times with the little offense they've had to put together, and it's been successful. But again, Carl, you have to be able to throw the football and to be able to move and score points. You can't run off tackle every play.
1st and 10 from the 21. They run it with Miller. Miller was stopped once, and look at the drive of the feet inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. That is a tough pickup of 7 yards for Andrew Miller. 2nd down and 3 for the Colonials from William Floyd.
And I think also you have to look at the fact when you're down like this, you know, in the score, you have a young football team. You want to see who the guys are going to kind of hang in there, who's going to stay focused, who are really playing hard. And I think, look at Andrew Miller, he's doing that, you know.
Well, Miller has driven his way. He's just a yard shy now of 100 on the day with a touchdown, Wesley. 14 carries, 99 yards. And this guy is all grit and determination, Andrew Miller.
Well, one positive thing, and you have to look at with a bunch of guys as Andrew Miller, you know, he has another year left. They're still young, but you look at the effort that he's putting forth. This is the kind of thing you look for in any individual at every position, the second effort and not giving up, even though it may be a blowout type of situation, but you're giving your 100%. And Andrew Miller is one of those guys that doesn't give up. And I think the Floyd team and knowing Paul Longo and the kind of coach that he is, he'll instill this in these individuals. And this is really a good experience for them for upcoming years.
Absolutely. You have to remember that these are players on the WM Floyd sideline that are sophomores and juniors, and they've made it to this game against a senior-laden Freeport team. So look out, Suffolk County, Division I next year, because you're going to have these sophomores and juniors become juniors and seniors. They're going to be bigger and better next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember reading an article with Rettmeyer, and he remembers being a sophomore and a junior and being good enough to win and thinking they were going to win the championship and not getting there, and now finally they're getting their chance. And that comes with the experience and time. So.
On 2nd and 3 from the 14, drive and close to a first down would be Miller. Has to get just inside the 11-yard line for a first down for William Floyd. Looks like he's getting up. He's a little tired, being worn down by that tough physical Freeport defense, but he's a young guy and he's a junior, so he should have lots of energy, as is that quarterback number 14, Donnie McCarthy, another junior. So you've got your offensive weapons coming back. Your quarterback and your running back, you're looking good next year.
Absolutely. I think they just have to get more physical on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and that's something that I'm sure they'll look at next year.
On 3rd and about 1, Miller tripped up in the backfield, and he's going to fall short. So now they face William Floyd a 4th. And that same maybe yard and a half for that first down.
They have a choice and not to go for it.
Well, they'll have to go for it. Yeah. Definitely tripped, did Miller. Watch Miller just tripping. Was it over his own feet, or did somebody get a hand on his feet?
I think he might have tripped over his own man. That's what happened. Number 51.
51, Mike Matty.
Yep.
Well, 4th and 1. Yeah, that does happen. 4th and 1, William Floyd has no choice. They've got to go. On the key, McCarthy, that's a loss, and Eric Rietmeyer coming up out of that corner position and throwing him for a loss, and Freeport will take it over on downs.
This is the 3rd time they went for it on 4th and 1 and the 2nd time, and this is a credit to a Freeport defense who reads well and stays in their lanes, and you know, they didn't take the fake, and they've been prepared very well, and it's a tribute to them to not take anything for granted.
Watch the physical play of Rietmeyer, Wesley, coming up from the corner position.
Rietmeyer is a phenomenal athlete. Offensively, he's great, and one of the attributes as a returner, but some people think his best position is to do with position, and he showed it right there, but he read it very well.
A little bit more than 4 minutes remain, 3rd quarter. Mills, the pitch. Lennox Norville spins very close to a first down. Credit Norville with about 9 yards on that first down carry, just shy of the 25-yard line. Freeport is just racking up tremendous amounts of yardage on first down.
The thing about Freeport, they will run the ball from here on out and just run the clock out, and it's a sad thing to see because they can beat you down running and passing, and they will virtually score just about every series, whether run or pass, and this is what they're doing. They keep drives alive, and they've been doing it all year, and that just has to make a defensive team down.
2nd down at about a half a yard. Mills takes it to the 25, so they'll move the sticks. It's a first down for Freeport. They stop the clock momentarily to move the chains with 3:22 left. And Freeport will keep this drive alive.
Floyd doesn't seem like they have the enthusiasm or the life, and really first half I felt that way. And when you come out to play in a championship game, and knowing you're facing a good football team, you have to be fired up and ready to play. And again, that comes with experience and time, and I don't think they were really confident going into this game that we're going to have a chance. At least I didn't sense that.
Well, they'll work with trips to the top of the screen. Mills will again work shotgun, keep it on the ground. Norville over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. A gain of at least 5, and depending upon the spot, maybe 6 yards. Call it 5. Second down and 5 for the Red Devils. Clock less than 3 minutes showing left in this third quarter. Randy Mills, number 12. What a game as he has had, along with Leslie Jackman.
I know that they've started to substitute some of the players, and I just wondered when they'll make a complete change and they'll wait till the fourth quarter. And I'd be interested to see how long Randy Mills stays in this football game.
Inside handoff, putting it to the outside. Norville, that's a nice stick right there, but Norville is still fighting and gets maybe a yard or 2.
Great second effort.
You can tell that there was no quit on that last defensive play for William Floyd, because Norville looked like he was stopped cold and he kept going.
Well, these guys don't feel sorry for you. They keep going and going and going, and that's what a good football team does. It's unfortunate for your opponent sometimes where you think you're just rubbing it in, but these are just the type of athletes that they're just overpowering them at this point.
You know, you look at Lennox Norville and what he's done. He ran the ball 50 times this year. He caught 4 passes. So he touched the ball 54 times offensively. He had 7 touchdowns.
That's awesome.
2 through the air and 5 by pass.
But you have to attribute that to the offensive coordinator and the kind of offense that they do run, because it leaves it open for virtually any one position to have success.
You know, he's got some great vision, does Norville. He saw and waited for his blockers. He sees he's got some great vision as a running back, and that way he picks up a first down, and now 5 of 6 on third down conversions, courtesy of that run by Norville.
Yeah, it's very difficult too as a running back to teach that, and that's something that's instinctive. And sometimes running backs has that ability to read those holes, read your alignment, and have those things set up before he even knows it, and that takes time to learn that.
Norville again. And he was wrapped up over the 40 to the 41, a gain of 2 yards there. James Parker, number 86. Can't say enough about what Parker's done. He has played a very good game.
It's a flag on the play. I'm not sure what it was.
Flag. And where'd that come from? Unsportsmanlike against William Floyd.
Well, you'll start to see things get heated up in Freeport. You know, they like to talk a little bit, and especially when you're getting beat down, the opponents start to get a little angry and maybe take a deep shot every now and then out of frustration.
I would have to think that it was verbal, because if we didn't see any really physical play on that personal foul, Leslie, maybe you pick something out here on the look.
Forearm to the helmet. But sometimes you just don't see certain things that go on, you know, whether it's talking, the forearm to the helmet.
There's the stop by Parker.
It was around there. Well, that was very, I don't know, that's questionable call right there.
That's not even questionable, that's weak. That's a call.
I mean, he may have gotten him from twisting around the neck sort of type thing.
Oh, right there it was. Okay, it was a little hand slap to the face mask. Okay.
That's unnecessary.
Well, then I apologize to the referee in this game, Joe Grady, and his staff. Didn't see that.
But when things start to happen like that, that just goes to show you the frustration level. And also, you don't know what goes on with the other team. Because I know Freeport likes to talk trash, and it can get to you at certain times, and you kind of want to do something that you shouldn't be doing.
They're going to measure here with 39 seconds left in this third quarter, 33-7. Freeport put 1 touchdown on the board in this quarter. They led at 26-7 at halftime. And the 1 touchdown in this quarter is courtesy of a 40-yard run by Leslie Jackman. It was his 2nd touchdown of this game. Here's the measurement. Joe Grady in the white cap, your referee.
I wouldn't be surprised if they score even before the quarter ends, and they're up 40-something. And we're going into we're not even to the 4th quarter yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they could score on this series.
You can't tell me Russ Sellard isn't cold right now. He's just got that little thin windbreaker. His whole coaching staff. Look at him.
Well, coaches try to play this role. I don't know how they do it. I'm the first. I can always take the layers off.
Cold when it's 80 degrees.
I'm cold in here right now. I overcoated my suit on right now. But that's me. I'm a California guy.
Oh, you said that.
Football is not made to play in.
Yeah, but it wasn't really
cold.
Southern California where the weather's warm, was it?
Yeah, I'm from Southern California.
Yeah, but then you
I
went
never
north
lost
to
a game in high school.
But you never went up to Cal Berkeley?
No, I played there in Cal Berkeley. That's Northern California. It's a little bit colder there, but I didn't like that either.
And nudging ahead for the first down was Mills. So with 36.1, Mills looking up.
But I love playing high school football. I had some of my best years, and really, honestly, I probably had the most
fun playing high school football.
High school football, playing both ways, and that's because we were successful. I never lost a game in high school, and even on professional level.
You only played one game in high school?
One game.
Well, you said you never lost in high school.
Never lost a game. Played every game.
Did you start as a freshman in high school?
Yep.
You did?
Yep. Never lost a game.
And how many games was in the high school schedule out in California?
Played 12 games.
You did? Wow. Never lost a game.
Never lost a game.
And you came to the Jets. Oh, Jackman on the cutback inside the 25 to the 23, close to another first down.
Cal Berkeley was similar to the Jets.
Well, you had some tremendous teams with the New York Jets. Well, you guys could score with anybody.
Yeah, we did that in Cal Berkeley too. Yeah, we had some great athletes and some great coaches too. We just weren't consistent.
Look at the numbers, Wesley. 211 yards, 2 touchdowns for Leslie Jackman so far with 10 seconds left. Clock will wind it down. And the fourth quarter is seconds away. Russ Sellen applauding the efforts. 36 minutes are in the books for the Freeport Red Devils. They're only 12 minutes away from the Long Island Class 1 title.
My parents try, and they mean well, but when it comes to computers, they think a dial-up is fast enough. So I had a plan. I showed them how to download their favorite music. Dial-up suddenly became way too slow. So we got Optimum Online. I download music, movies, games. It's wicked fast.
Order Optimum Online. Install it yourself and get the first 6 months for just $29.95 a month. Plus, you receive JBL Duet computer speakers free when you order by December 31st.
So I gotta make a couple of oldies mixes. It's a small price to pay.
Have you ever tried to shop with a 20-pound baby? Yeah, it's not so easy. Even with my dial-up service, I tried to order things online, and then the screen would freeze. And then I got Optimum Online, and it was like, she sleeps, and Mommy shops online. Just a couple of clicks, and presto, I'm done.
Order Optimum Online. Install it yourself and get the first 6 months for just $29.95 a month. Plus, you receive JBL Duet computer speakers free when you order by December 31st.
Did I just say presto? I get excited about saving time.
Val Stadium, campus of Stony Brook University in Stony Brook, Long Island. 33-7, Freeport over Floyd. As we get ready to start the fourth quarter, Carl Reuter along with Wesley Walker. Before we get to the action, just this note, Metro TV's newest series, Antique Show and Sell, makes its debut on Monday, this Monday, December 1st at 7 and 10 p.m. Antique expert John Bruno and Rhonda Pearson co-host the hour, giving New Yorkers the opportunity to appear on TV, have their items appraised, and then offer them for sale right there on the show. Antique Show and Sell, Monday through Friday at 7 and 10, only on cable, only on Metro TV. Turn on New York. Wesley, 12 minutes separating the Freeport Red Devils and the Long Island Class 1 Championship. This drive right now, 4 minutes old. So far, Freeport's gone 10 plays, 63 yards, and they're looking for more from the 23-yard line of William Floyd. First play, fourth quarter.
That's a bit disheartening in a championship game. You have another fourth quarter to go, but again, I look for athletes who are willing to put the time in and play hard, keep trying, and I just don't see the activity, or at least the enthusiasm that I'm looking for from Floyd's defense right now.
Ron Weber throwing Jackman back for a loss of 2. You don't see that too often in a game, let alone in the way that Jackman is running today, but he loses 2, second down and 12. The ball back to the 25-yard line for Freeport, taking on William Floyd.
I still really had a hard time understanding the offense, how they bring in the plays, and it takes so much time, but they have so many different athletes. Look at Jackman again, going for a good 7 and 10 yards.
He picked up 10 to the 15-yard line. He's 2 yards shy of a first down. Leslie Jackman continuing his running.
And he runs that from the back throw like almost a simple drop right, but he's so quick with his feet, and he can cut back left and right, and he reads the hole very well, but he has that good cutting ability.
3rd down and 2 for Freeport. Leading at 33-7, looking to tack on some more. Signals coming in from the far side. Russ Sellen sending him into quarterback Randy Mills. Jackman still on his feet. Touchdown, Leslie Jackman. A 15-yard scamper to the house. 3rd touchdown of the game for Leslie Jackman. And it is 39-7 in favor of Freeport. Jackman, only a junior, folks, will be back for more next season.
Well, he certainly will be a force to be reckoned with, and I thought maybe he made a score before the 4th quarter, but he reads it so well. And right now, when you have missed tackles like Floyd's defense going down, it means they're just not putting forth the effort. It's almost they just give it up.
Eason to hold for Palazzo for the point after. And that kick is good. Point number 40 put on the board by Freeport, a team that came in averaging 42.9 points per game, Wesley. They lead at 40-7. Once again, it's Leslie Jackman.
Well, you'll see the big playability of this Freeport team. They have a lot of weapons, and Leslie Jackman certainly is one of them, and he's only a junior. And you're going to look forward to seeing him next year, but again, a missed tackle, that could have been Scott. He keeps his feet moving. He never gives up. He reads very well. He's got good people up front, but he virtually broke Janelle Johnson's tackle, which should have been a tackle.
Touchdown, Randy Mills, signifying that Jackman is in once again. Randy Mills, a stellar performance. Leslie Jackman, incredible numbers today. 22 carries, 233 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
These are the times, you know, in the championship games, you want to be able to be at your best. He's done that today, and that's just an awesome feeling. It's nothing better than to go undefeated, to win a championship, and be a focal point of that situation.
He came in to this game, combination of rushing on 786 and catching 225, so over 1,000 yards on the ground and in the air. And he had 15 touchdowns, 12 rushing, 3 catching, and he's added 3 more today. What a player Leslie Jackman is, and again, folks, only a junior.
What a pleasure for a coach to have these many athletes to select from, to be able to coordinate offense and defense around these players. Now they're just going to pour it on and tee off, and this is a time when you let all your players play. But look at Floyd. They're just milling around. You can tell they're just not into it, and they're just beaten. And I don't, or at least when I look at a team, regardless of how bad you can beat, I don't want to see guys walk in, heads down. You play. You play until the bell rings, and it's over. But they're not doing it.
Doesn't matter if it's a long field or a short field. In that situation, it was a long field, 86 yards, a little bit more than 5.5 minutes, 15-yarder by Leslie Jackman. And Freeport leads it by the score of 40-7. William Floyd back on offense. 10:20 remaining, 4th quarter. The Long Island Class 1 championship not officially over, but you're going to be crowning the Freeport Red Devils. Well, Miller turns the corner, up the field, knocked out at the 35-yard line.
Andrew Miller's the only really offensive threat they've had, and going into the football game, I thought he was going to be the guy, virtually, utilizing his abilities. But I still haven't seen McCarthy with his, his receivers and really trying to run a balanced attack, and they haven't done that. They've just got him out of their game. But Andrew Miller certainly has run off tackle all day today, but people, it's just been too much for him.
16 more yards for Miller, who now has 130 in this game on 17 carries. He also has the 1 touchdown for William Floyd. They're going to go again off tackle to Miller. And Miller picking up some more yardage, 4 more to the 39-yard line.
Well, one of the questions that we had to ask Longo after this game, what got him out of the situation where you wouldn't utilize your vertical game. They just felt they just couldn't throw against these guys with the weather conditions. But I love Andrew Miller. I love his ability, and he's got another year to come back to have some success. But to be able to really be in the championship game, you have to use your weapons.
Well, the vertical game, with the weapon being the quarterback, Donnie McCarthy, only 5 of 14 for 74 yards so far. So you're right, Wesley. They got away from vertical, went to the ground game, and right now trailing by the score of 40-7. They try a little reverse on the inside. That's Vinny Trent, but that's read well defensively by the Freeport Red Devils. Back to the original line of scrimmage of perhaps a loss of a yard.
I mean, they had a good trio of receivers, and Vinny Trent, James Parker, and Jamie Kinkellan, and I just don't know why they didn't utilize it. But they ran this play earlier twice before. They had one successful play, but you can see he was able to elude one of the defenders there, and but there's nothing but all Freeport there.
There's the hardware after a hard war between these guys. Long Island Class 1 championship, and this one is going to go to the Freeport Red Devils in about another 9.5+ minutes. And can't get to the outside, tried the left side on that third down play. It was Donnie McCarthy who's brought down, so it's going to be 4th and about 5, and William Floyd has but no choice. They have to go for it.
Well, McCarthy's got to really put his head down and run with more authority. He stands up a little bit too high. He'll get crushed that way. But, they're just teeing off on it, and it just has to really beat down your confidence.
Well, some of the fans have left the William Floyd side of the field. Maybe I'm wrong. They are not going for it. They will kick it away. Or will they kick it away? They made a whole lot of substitutions.
Well, it could be faking it too, you know. At this point in time, they have nothing to really lose.
No, they're going to go for it. Oh, they can. No, it's Bowser. It's Ryan Bowser out on the field.
They could still fake it, but I don't know what the point would be if they did.
They'll kick it away. And it just falls to the near side, and it takes a Freeport bounce back towards the end zone, and went out at the 40-yard line. So a 23-yard kick by Balzer, no return, and the Freeport Red Devils now work with a 60-yard field.
But one of the positive things, besides Andrew Miller, is really on the couple times they did punt the ball, they've kept it from Eric Rettmeyer, who can do some serious damage on returns. So he hadn't had an opportunity today to really turn the football today on punts.
8:16 remains in this football game, and Freeport leads it by the score of 40-7. Travis Jones, first carry of the game. Travis Jones to the 45-yard line. As I mentioned earlier, the younger brother of the former Red Devils standout running back Jimmy Jones, who had a stellar career at Hofstra, and now is a teacher in the Freeport School District, and also is the running back coach here at University.
So he's doing it all. I like those teachers.
Like those teachers.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing right now in the Kings Park High School District. Look at the numbers. Randy Mills, only 5 completions, but it doesn't matter. 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions for the senior Randy Mills.
I like how you say only 5 of 9, and he's had numbers up there. You know, some people don't do that with the 5 of 9.
Well, when you're averaging about 22, 23 yards a reception or pass completion there, that's pretty good numbers.
So what a year, 28 touchdowns, huh?
Coming into this one, 28 touchdown passes, a single season mark in Nassau County, breaking the old record of Steve Zimmer from Steve Zimmer's days back at Massapequa High School. In fact, Steve Zimmer today is an official in the National Football League. Very successful attorney, but he's also an official in the National Football League.
I wonder what he thinks about that record they broke. That's 33 years old, huh?
Anytime a record is broken, I'm sure you look at this.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, and he wears his shorts. They have a superstition on the side note too. Kurt Smith, he wears his Hall of Fame hat. Ira Silver's
move back behind the white man.
Bought him a hat from the Hall of Fame. He lost that, and they end up losing. But he wears his hat after every win.
I believe that's Keith Brown, linebackers coach for Freeport on the third and very short. Going off the right side of the line, picking up the first down. And you get the substitutions that are going to be coming in. Andrew Hughes, number 4, is on the field for Freeport. Number 14 on the field is Josh Clark. Get these guys' names in there because Russ Sellen is emptying the bench with 6:37 left.
It's funny, you have these coaches and players that everybody has their own little superstitions, and it's just really funny. Kurt had lost his Hall of Fame hat and hadn't had it, and he lost the football game, and he got a new one, and he's been winning ever since. So he has to have this Hall of Fame hat. Well, so I guess he was wearing it today.
I guess so. The senior quarterback is still in there, Randy Mills. That's Jones, the ball carrier. Boy, he could scoot like his older brother, Jimmy Jones. Double J's was a heck of a running back. And Travis Jones, a junior, 5'8", 160, following in his older brother's footsteps for the Freeport Red Devils.
He's not a very big guy, but he's very quick. And if you're watching on this play, he can move too, and he's got a lot of speed. And you look forward to seeing him next year. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the ball. He's carrying it with his left hand. He's obviously left-handed. I'm left-handed, but he's got to learn how to utilize both hands when he's running to the right side. Don't be surprised if he gets 100 before the night's over.
He breaks one, he'll be close. Second down, they're calling it 2 with 5.5 remaining. Freeport will just keep it on the ground, try to run this clock out. Escapability there, close to the first down, was Travis Jones, number 75 in on that play there. Ron Weber, the senior, playing his last football game for William Floyd. A stellar career, as I mentioned, a 3-year starter. He's an all-county performer. Big number 75 for William Floyd.
Travis Jones took a tremendous hit, but he also was stopped, but he made a second effort to get Kazi out and then took a nice pop.
Nice ovation by the fans of Stanley Gutierrez, number 54. He went to the sideline, so he's done for the day. And the crowd is into it, cheering not only the 40 points, but Stanley Gutierrez, and they're getting ready to celebrate a Long Island Class 1 championship for the Freeport Red Devils.
You just mentioned the fans. I was there at Farmingdale last week, and I mean, they're pouring it on. They're up 28-7. The fans are still going crazy with like a missed call or a whole penalty call, and it's like you couldn't rub it in enough.
That's where you would sit. Those are Bob.
No, I would not be
Bob
there. I'll be right here with a blanket inside.
You'd be in the blanket?
I'd be in the blanket here inside. Couldn't pay me to sit.
You know, this is the final game, the 4th and final Long Island championship, and let's give credit to the other champions. It looks like Nassau County will win 3 of the 4, Freeport being the 3rd team to win. Garden City, with a stellar effort, beat Riverhead in the Class 2 championship. Beth Page able to beat Huntington out of Suffolk County for the Class 3 championship. The lone team to win out of Suffolk County was Babylon High School. Babylon High School beating Roosevelt High School. So 3 out of 4 this year for Nassau County over Suffolk County. And there it is. Freeport is number 1 in 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Yep. The Freeport Red Devils will be celebrating tonight. Here's the reason why. 476 yards of total offense. William Floyd, but 144. Those are your numbers. Timeout has been called.
I'm sure this was one of the goals going into this football game. They do a great job of studying their opponents. And I really believe that this is a credit to coaching staff and the fact that they prepared themselves so well. But any way you look at it, they have athletes. And if you want to compare the two teams, Floyd and Freeport, there is no comparison. I mean, just looking at it from a statistical point and what they've accomplished this year opposed to the opponents and the type of players that they faced this year, Floyd, there's no comparison.
Bold statement, Wesley Walker. Bold statement.
It's true. You know, and but it's a credit to Floyd's team at just getting here. You know, obviously they were still undefeated. They did a great job, but hey,
well,
yeah, next
there's always next year, especially with number 5, Leslie Jackman. He's out of the game. 22 carries, 233 yards, and the 3 touchdowns. Standing there next to his buddy Bobby Hogan, number 13. But there's Leslie Jackman, without a doubt, the star of today's game. Offensively for the Freeport Red Devils. You see Patrick Lewis, number 9, is on the field as well for Freeport. So they're going to empty the entire bench.
But did you see the quarterback for Randy Mills still there?
I see Chris Mills, I believe number 16, is a wideout on the field. There's the pitch to Travis Jones. Had nowhere to go. There was a flag that comes flying in. Check out that flag with 3:35 left on the stadium clock.
Why is it that towards the end of a game, the conversely penalty free, and then towards the end of the game, that's when they start flying?
Because it gets a little bit sloppy. And maybe guys who haven't played the entire game come in there and maybe do a couple of things they're not supposed to. They're fired up on the sidelines of Freeport. I could say, you know, if you weren't up here, I would think that was you down there in that Freeport Red Devils costume. Is that what you went for?
I
Halloween?
saw him last week. He was having fun with the kids. And, as a matter of fact, watching some of the kids that flew around with him last week was so funny.
Listen to this.
He must be crazy. Guys have got to be studs in this cold weather.
Well, there's Bobby Hogan, number 13. There's Rietmeyer in the middle, and that was Lennox Norville, number 32. There's the huddle.
I used to look like that, but I was just only taller.
Yeah, where'd it go? Randy Mills is still your quarterback on 2nd down and 13. This is his senior season, so Russ Selland might just let him run it out and hand off and stay in the football game. It's the last time he's playing football at Freeport, and as I said, I believe on Tuesday night they'll be giving him the Hanson Award. Excuse me. The Hanson Award. The Hanson Award is in Suffolk County. The Thorpe Award is to Nassau County's best. Some of the names that have won the Thorpe Award, how about Amos Zeraway? The only two-time winner of the Thorpe Award in Nassau County, went off to West Virginia University, and now at the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's the kind of company that's been there. Matt Snell, a former New York Jet.
Yeah, absolutely.
John Mackey, former tight end, Baltimore
Loved
Colts.
him. I was a big fan of his, watching him play as a youngster when he was in the pros. And it's nice to see Randy Mills still being out there his senior year. And I watched a kid from St. Anthony, who's my next door neighbor, Matt Hahn, who had a stellar season. And it was his last game, and he's crying with happy tears to watch his family, and it's great to see. So I'm sure Randy feels the same way.
There's delay of game. Now, I wonder if they did that for a reason, so Randy Mills maybe comes out and gets the ovation. Maybe Russ Selland wants him to get the ovation. I don't know, because there would be no reason unless they just wanted the clock to run out with more time. But I'm surprised. Maybe Russ is going to bring him out there and strike up the band in a couple of minutes for the Long Island Class 1 championship.
Well, they deserve it. They've worked hard. They have a lot of talent, and certainly a credit to the coaching staff for what they've been able to put together. And it's really not ashamed, even though you've gotten beat. You would like to see your team play a little bit better and make it a little bit closer. But just the kid here is a credit to both teams.
It's a little cold for that Gatorade bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
As Jones on the carry, hopped inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line on that 3rd down play. 2 minutes approaching. 2 minutes from a championship. Well, it's going to be cold if they do get it.
The coach would like that, but I would definitely be looking for it in this cold weather.
I don't know if I want it. Less than 2 minutes now at 1:55. I'm just trying to scour the sidelines to see if anybody's got a bucket or a couple of buckets there, but I don't even see any buckets on the far sideline. Didn't need any cold water today to drink.
Well, considering the weather and the conditions, and there's still fans out there to support Freeport, it's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, the fans that came out here on a cold, windy day, you know, give them a little bit of a hand as well. As Jones is denied on the 4th down carry, but even more so than the fans, once again, our crew has been here since the early morning and doing a bang-up job setting up for this game on Metro TV.
I agree with you on that. I know at halftime,
without those people that are sitting outside and the people inside and running cables and manning the cameras, this game doesn't get on the air. They are the unsung heroes, all the technical people in the truck, in the booth here with us, and on the field.
And then have to listen to you. That's even
double. Even bigger, yeah.
And me too, and that triple. But that's got to be an awesome feeling to win the championship and have the kind of seasons. And I've been there before. There's nothing better when you're having success and you're playing healthy, free football and being on both sides of the ball when they lose and win. And it's just nothing better when you have the success and, you know, and having your teammates share that with you.
You talk about the positive side, Freeport winning as we come down to the final minute. But Paul Longo, his team will finish at 10-1, and the one loss is in the Long Island Class 1 Championship. But again, a young team of sophomores and juniors, and Paul Longo and William Floyd will be back next year. And don't be surprised if they're back here in this game again, challenging for the Long Island Championship for the Class 1. As the fans are revving it up on the Freeport side, they're feeling just seconds away. 40 seconds remain. Actually, they got 42.9 on the scoreboard until a championship for the Freeport Red Devils.
Well, the credit goes to Longo and his staff, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. I know they would like to have played a lot better. I think as a fan, I'm sure a lot of people that came out for the game would like to see them play better, but they have a lot to be thankful for and proud to with what they've accomplished this year, and hopefully they'll be back next year in this classic.
Well, 42.9 has run all the way down to 30 seconds after they've moved the chains. Nice little run there by Joe Cusin. Get his name on for William Floyd. Cusin with a little run there, and that might be the final play of this football game, because I don't think William Floyd is in a hurry to put it back in.
I don't think they want
15 seconds left. And celebration. There's Stanley Gutierrez, one of the captains. 5 seconds. You know what? Let's just watch and listen to celebration for the Freeport Red Devils, Long Island Class 1 champs. And now Russ Zellin will gather in the troops, because this is probably the best part of high school sports, especially in football. Wesley, this is sportsmanship right here, where you line up and now shake the hand of the team that you just beat. Russ Zellin celebrating the Long Island Class 1 championship. Freeport beats Floyd by the score of 40-7. Coming back with some closing comments right after this timeout.
You want them? You got them. All your favorite pro teams are on Metro TV. The Knicks, Islanders, Devils, Rangers, and Liberty. All right here. And it doesn't stop there. Metro TV is home to the very best in college and high school sports. The teams you want, where you want. Metro TV, only on cable. Turn on New York.
An incomparable voice that defies expectations. Music Choice presents K.D. Lang, performing a captivating, career-spanning set of songs from her new CD, Live by Request. With a special introduction to versatile young vocalist Josh Groban.
You're still you.
K.D. Lang, only from Music Choice.
Music Choice, tonight at 11, only on Metro TV. Turn on New York.
My parents try, and they mean well, but when it comes to computers, they think a dial-up is fast enough. So I had a plan. I showed them how to download their favorite music. Dial-up suddenly became way too slow. So we got Optimum Online. I download music, movies, games. It's wicked fast.
Order Optimum Online. Install it yourself and get the first 6 months for just $29.95 a month. Plus, you receive JBL Duet computer speakers free when you order by December 31st.
So I gotta make a couple of oldies mixes. It's a small price to pay.
Of thee I sing, baby. Summer, autumn, winter, spring, baby. You're my silver lining. You're my sky of blue. There's a love light shining
just because of you.
Shining star
and inspiration.
worthy of a mighty nation.
Washington, D.C., the American experience.
Baby.
Real crimes. Real cops.
Homicide, Lieutenant Heffernan.
Real stories.
You're dealing with a serial killer.
Go inside the lives of the toughest homicide detectives.
Just another senseless murder.
Interview the witnesses.
Somewhere in this room, the asshole lies.
Chase the suspects. Go face to face with a murderer.
We pray that you can solve these cases.
The Brooklyn North Homicide Squad. Mondays at 8 and 9. Only on cable. Only on Metro TV. Turn on New York.
Carl Reuter along with Wesley Walker back here at Laval Stadium, Stony Brook University, and Freeport Wesley, the Long Island Class 1 champs by way of William Floyd, 40-7. And this was all Freeport and West. I guess you could say from the get-go, literally, first play from scrimmage, Freeport quarterback Randy Mills takes it on the keep, 57 yards for the touchdown, and then it was all Freeport from thereafter.
There's no question about it. Freeport just has that type of team, and I have to feel that they were confident going into this game that they could do this to this football team. I know one of the concerns of Paul Longo was the fact that they were big and fast and matching up with their line, and I had the at least intuition that he didn't feel they could match up well. No coach is going to tell you that, but they were just too big and fast in the front. I mean, 486 yard total offense, it's scary.
Of those 486 yards, 233 to Leslie Jackman on the ground along with 3 touchdowns. And how about Eric Rietmeyer? Had 3 catches in the game, but 2 went for touchdowns. So Rietmeyer and, of course, Jackman, and boy, oh boy, did they provide offense.
Yeah, what happens with this Freeport team, they're so good when, especially when they can spread it out with the wide receivers and they can make the big play, and they came back out and they scored right away, and that breaks your heart out from a passing standpoint and defensively. So you're able to run the football game, and they took advantage of that with Jackman this time, because they were able to utilize the passing game and to make the big plays, and that opens up your running game.
So the Freeport Red Devils right now, Wesley Walker, gathering the hardware, led by their coach is Russ Sellen. Once again, 2003 Long Island Class 1 champs, the Freeport Red Devils, 40-7 over William Floyd. For Wesley Walker and the entire Metro TV crew, I'm Carl Reuters saying so long from Laval Stadium. Coming up next at 7 o'clock, right here on Metro TV, it's Yankee Dynasty. Good evening, everyone.
Imagine going to one place to take advantage of